You didn't see the Badu Jack Pascal card?
Oh no, no, I didn't.
No, no. Well, um, what else we got here? Leon Spinks has prostate cancer.
Mm.
No.
Uh, Seeing Errol Spence after the car crash, the accident was he looked kind of rough,
Yeah.
but yeah.
What about
Say what?
Joseph Parker to return in February?
Yeah, I ain't worried about that dude either.
No.
I think Joseph Parker, man, he need to just stay relevant, like do something like him. I'm not saying like to do something to stay relevant, but what I'm saying is that as far as your name in the heavyweight boxing, you should be talked about more, but you ain't doing nothing to be talked about more. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ain't trying to avenge and get your shit back. You ain't trying to do nothing. Like what exactly are you doing?
Right.
Do you want to box or do you want to be a spectator? But can't be. It is what it is. Maybe nobody want to fight him either. You know.
Do you think he's one of those guys who are just okay with taking part?
You said what?
Do you think he's one of those guys who are just okay with taking part?
No, I don't. I don't. I don't. I don't think he's doing that. I don't think. I don't think he's. Um, I don't think he's doing the just okay. Just hanging around, making a few paychecks and stuff like that. It's just that sometimes these fighters they have like these weird individuals in charge of their career and stuff like that, and they not even like the best character wise people, and it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. Like you gotta like if it's not working out over there, it's time for you to go, partner. You know what I'm saying? It's time for you to pack it up and roll out because obviously, you ain't getting the right type of fights that a man of your caliber deserves. I'm not trying to put him down or nothing, but let's just I think that I think Joseph Parker, where he's been at in his career and stuff like that, I think he deserves better fights than what he's been getting. You know what I'm saying? Look where he fought the last time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Who'd he fight that guy from Samoa?
Uh,
Alex Diapai?
Nobody. That's who he fought. He fought Mr. Nobody.
Yep.
That's who he fought. And it's I mean, okay, if you want to say he giving somebody with the of his lineage and all that stuff a shot and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, okay, fine. You know what I'm saying? Trying to help them to get out there, give them experience and stuff like that. Okay, fine. But you know, you still got Dillian White out here toting like he's this big bad wolf. And I don't hear you calling for no rematches or nothing.
Hmm. Yep.
Let alone trying to get back at AJ. I don't hear you saying nothing. But a Joseph Parker rematch, a Dillian White rematch. As far as with AJ, them is stuff in Edward Hearn's back pocket that he could make money off of.
Right. Just want to take this time for Stormy. Stormy, we're just pretty much talking about anything. If you want to jump on, feel free. And yeah, talking about anything. Marcus, do you have any input you want to share?
Nah, not right now. I'm just trying to get this thing connected right now.
Yeah, well,
Just struggling.
well, you do that. Uh, keep looking, combing through boxing scene for news. Uh, What is in the news? Let me see any upcoming fights right now. I know there's a disaster show on ESPN week after next. Oh my god. Jaron Ennis fights on Showbox. What do you think about that, Mike?
What?
Jaron Ennis fights on Showbox again.
I wouldn't care where he fight at. You know,
Mhm.
I really don't care where he fights at. You just got to get your you just got to get people to tune in.
Well, yeah, he's
You know, you just got to get people to tune in.
of how many knockouts in a row? Damn.
You said Jaron Ennis?
Jaron Ennis.
Yeah, they got him. Three Kings got him on Showtime.
Yeah. Yeah. He's on a what's it, a 15 knock, 15 people knockout streak or something.
I don't know. I don't know how many people it was.
Yeah, 15 apparently.
It's 15.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good for him. Keep it up. You know.
What do you think about this rematch between Fury and Wilder? People are starting to talk about it. And
No, we've been talking about it. You
Yeah.
know.
I think it's pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
who do you think's winning it? Taking that rematch?
Wilder.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably Wilder. Say that.
I mean, I even that video you posted of Master Splinter. You know that dude. Well, the dude that calls himself a prophet. You know that video, Tyrone.
I didn't post that.
Oh, who posted that shit?
It was
It was Brooklyn.
I think it was Brooklyn. Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, he a fool for posting that. You know, there was this guy in the comment section. I'm done talking to him. You know, because you know people don't like, you know, Anthony Joshua being attacked or talked about, or somebody making a video explaining how they think Wilder's going to beat Anthony Joshua. People don't like that, and they take it highly offensive that somebody will have the audacity to think that Wilder can beat Tyson Fury or Wilder can beat Anthony Joshua. People take offense to that. They be like, how dare you
Yeah.
even mentioning that Anthony Joshua will taste defeat again.
That's right.
You know? And I sit there and I explain to the guy, I was like, look, the guy ran the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to explain to him that, hey, boxers are licking their chops right now. They're like, Joseph Parker saying, I wish I had that AJ. Vladimir Klitschko saying, I wish I had that AJ. Everybody that Anthony Joshua has fought wish they fought that AJ. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously it was fear that kept him running around the ring, and in some occasions turning his back.
Yeah. I think they did have that, Joshua. I think they just failed to capitalize.
And what do you think's next for Joshua?
He gonna fight one of his mandatories.
Pulev.
Mm.
Pulev sucks. I put that out there. He sucks. And anybody who comes out and supports this guy and any reason just started watching boxing yesterday, I wish him nothing but the worst. He's a cog in the heavyweight division, and he's horrible for the sport. And he's just one of many who he's just a Frezequendo, basically.
No, he's not. He's not necessarily one of those dudes, but
He's pretty bad.
you know, it's one of those things. Like, you know, people can say how they want to put it, but the guy is purposely doing what he's doing to make sure that he can solidify this fight. You see what I'm saying?
He had the chance to solidify this fight. It's been 3 years. 2 times he didn't want. 3 times actually he didn't want to fight him.
What was the notice he got?
What are you on about notice? Somebody offers you, you take it.
No, you don't. You don't necessarily take it like that.
Salute Kenneth Johnson.
You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily take it like that.
He was supposed to fight him instead of Eric Molina on that December 2016 card. Why didn't he take it?
What was the notice he had?
They were talking about the fight in September.
He was talking about in September making that fight.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that he knew it could have been Saudi Arabia.
December 2016?
Oh, he's talking about in 2016?
2016 with this guy. He's a scam.
I don't know what happened with that. I couldn't tell you. But I'm pretty sure.
Scam.
I'm pretty sure he didn't. I'm pretty sure he just didn't take the fight because he was scared of losing. And
exactly. That time, then he said he was injured. Then he said he had a fight booked 3 times.
No, I'm being real. You think this man is gonna sit back over there and say, "Nah, I'm not gonna take the fight because I'm scared to fight this dude"? And then come back right now and want to fight the guy?
Now he wants to.
I'm just saying it's like yeah, it looks bad on his part, but sometimes it's not just the things that are in front of you. Sometimes it's not just that. Yeah, it looks bad that you declined to fight or whatever the case may be, but that doesn't mean that you were scared from taking the fight.
He was, I think so. I think he's wasting everybody's time. It's been 3 years he was supposed to fight this guy, and to get his shot, he didn't earn it. Just like Brazil, the same way. Brazil got super lucky to get his mandatory status. This guy, same sort of deal. I mean, who did he fight? Maurice Harris, George Arias, Chisora, Samuel Peter, my favorite, the Kingpin, Huey Fury, Bogdan Danu, and Rydell Booker, who just did a bid.
Rydell Booker ain't got no damn choice.
Why is Pulev fighting Rydell Booker?
That ain't none of my money. Keep busy. Know he could get this guy up out of there.
Who's anybody of note on Pulev's resume other than Ustinov? And he's no great shakes.
I couldn't tell you.
Tony Thompson? He's no. He hasn't fought anybody. None of these guys have fought anybody.
Could not tell you.
Yeah. If I was a sanctioning body, you'd have to fight. I'd say it like this. If it's not a 5-star fight on BoxRec, it's not a good fight.
Nah, that's
and
not
if it's
true.
4-star, then it has to be held under discretion.
Because
3-star, we can't do it. That's you need a 5-star fight if you want to be a mandatory.
Nah, you can't use BoxRec for that though, because BoxRec point system is opinionated. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it doesn't mean that you are this dude and you're this top-notch guy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they gave Pulev versus Samuel Peter a 3-star and a 4-star for Korbek Pulev with Derek Chisora.
Yeah.
So
it sounds about right.
I mean, not necessarily. It doesn't sound right.
Why not?
Because the 2016 fucking Samuel Peter was what?
Which was that? 2016. Yeah, they gave him a 3-star fight.
You know what I'm saying? When Derek Chisora, who was that?
Well, he did come off of what's it called? Let me go back here now. Oh yeah, he knocked out that EBU guy.
And I mean, who was that?
Well, he accumulated points, so.
Yeah, but who was that? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's not the best way of putting. Kenneth Johnson was happening. It's not the best way of matchmaking.
I think it's better than what's going on currently in some of the sanctioning bodies.
Well, it's because it's like, you know, all these cats is, screaming out boxing is a business and stuff like that, which it is in the aspect of promoters, managers, and all that stuff, making these fights and doing all this stuff behind the scenes and stuff like that. But boxing is itself, like the athletic aspect, is not a business. So it's like you got all these warriors that want to fight, stiff competition, but then we see time and time again of these things coming around that get in the way of the fans getting the fights that they want to see, i.e., you having people like Herbert Pulev and Mahmoud or whatever his name, Manuel Char, sitting up over here not fighting nobody because they don't want to anything can happen. The whole aspect of anything can happen in the ring. They get cut, they get injured, something like this. And when it's their time to make a fight, they can't make it because they got an injury. They don't want to risk their position.
Yeah.
And it's these sanctioned bodies' fault because
punishing these guys. If you're not fighting a top tier guy in a calendar year, at least once in a calendar year, you have to be immediately removed from the rankings.
Nah, that's not necessarily true, because when you look at these sanctioned bodies rules, now I don't know.
No, that's why I'm saying that's how it should be.
Well, that's why I'm getting there. That's why I'm getting there. That's why I'm getting there. That's the reason why it needs to be more stiff competition in these sanctioned bodies, because with their rules, they outline what a what a credible fight is for somebody that's ranked in the top 10 of their sanctioned body. And they have to do that. They have to fight a top 10 guy, once a year or something like that. So that's just the way it is. So if you haven't, if you have all these third tier belts and stuff like that, right? You got all these third tier belts and shit. It's hard to sit up over here and say what's a credible fight and what's not a credible fight, because if you got these third tier belts, you got to put these third tier belt guys in the top 15, top 10 of the sanctioned body, because they got one of these third, fourth tier belts, and you got too many.
Like, if I were just to look through, just say the WBA, I mean, we've got to keep all the good guys in, throw all the bums out. They need a board, an independent board, to actually comb through these rankings, these top 15 rankings, and start picking and choosing.
That ain't gonna work.
This is ridiculous.
That ain't gonna work, because is people paying money, you know what I'm saying, for their sanctioning fees and stuff like that. And then they got, like I said, they got all these belts and stuff like that. They know what to do and stuff. But the thing about it is that you can only make so many people fight so many people because of money. And they know if they start attacking people like that and stuff like that, people are just gonna jump ship. If you start going around telling Adam Konaki and Luis Ortiz, Christian Hammer, Michael Hunter, there's the whole lot of these dudes who they should be fighting and stuff like that, and calling mandatories and stuff like that, and you got all these other fictitious belts and shit like that, you got everybody out there crying and making hissy fits. There's always some tit for tat things with these sanctioned bodies. Yeah, we didn't do this for you the last time, but we gonna hook you up the next time. Or this, that, and the third. Or what about me? I ain't fought nobody. I should be the mandatory. So.
Yeah, I'm just sorry. I'm typing. Find the World Magic Man. He hit the nail on the head. Yeah, and I watched that fight live, by the way. That Usmanov dude is a freak show, isn't he? He's kind of like the new age Valuev. You bring him in, big lump. The guy's there to get bowled over. I mean, the Michael Hunter fight between him was just very hard to watch. He was scared. He was afraid. and he went out totally bad.
Mm.
And Manuel Char had to fight him for the vacant WBA, and that was a life and death.
I
And
mean,
Ustinov was another guy who'd come off of a 2-year layoff himself going into that fight. For these guys to even be in the top of their game, it's really ridiculous. If I'm
yeah.
watching BoxRec right now and find Ustinov, he's probably way down there. Can't even find him now. Let me see Ustinov.
That's why I don't really. That's the reason why I just use box records some spot to go over there and look at their record real quick, but I don't use it as something that, as far as their overall heavyweight ranking system or whatever weight class ranking system that they have from one through whatever. I don't really I don't really, care about that because then you got to because then you have this whole thing. Then what about ESPN's? Then what about there's other Golden Utensil Promotions, and then what about this other persons and stuff like that. And it's just that's the reason why I just go with what my opinion is on why I put somebody at number one through whatever, and I just take it from there because it's all opinionated. You know what I'm saying? And what makes their opinion better than yours? You know what I'm saying?
I think it's very simple. Like, we can look. Everybody says Joshua, Wilder, and Fury are the top three. Okay, have they all fought each other? Not all of them have. They haven't all. Not all of them have fought one of the other guy, i.e., Joshua. So he's out. Now it's Wilder and Fury. Okay, they fought. Okay, they drew. Okay, now let's look at the resume. Okay, who did Fury beat? Klitschko, Cunningham. Is that better than Stavern, Ortiz? Who else? Fucking shit. That's the only names of note. So yeah, so that's a better resume than Fury. So that's how I come to a conclusion about my number one.
No, I just take my conclusion of number one by the guy who I think could beat them all. So you know what I'm saying. I just keep it like that because the triangle theories and all that stuff they work out and stuff like that sometimes, but not all the time. Not all fighters going to have good performances and stuff like that. But you know, but then it depends on which Tavern that you fought. You know what I'm saying?
The first
And
one, yeah, that
yeah, it
one
depends
was
on.
a joke. That second one was a joke. I know people talk about the knockout, but that second one was a joke.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
business being in there, but the first one, yes, first
it
one was
all
good.
it all depends on which one you fought. So I don't I'm not really tripping. Like you know, it's the same thing as like some people could say, yeah, that's cool for Tank to have Gamboa on his record for somebody that he beat, like a notable win. But then it's kind of like, okay, well then if you go back to it, and you look at it, you're like he had a bum leg, like you know what I'm saying, which ain't Tank's fault though, but it just it you can't say that you can't take that into account for the fight.
And who do they have in that corner, man? I'm just that Jack Reese guy is absolutely horrible. He was there. We didn't know if it was a shoe problem or what.
Well,
And
that's
there was a
well,
miscommunication between the corners because they don't have anybody in there that speaks English. And he didn't know what was going on, and they didn't know what was going on with Gamboa, and he didn't know how to say in English what was going on, and it was just a mess.
no, but that happens more times than often. You know what I'm saying? In professional boxing, like you know, the ref don't know what's going on, and the other fighter don't know what's going on, but they end up figuring it out, taped him up and stuff like that, and he got in the ring. I mean, that's just stuff you only got a minute. You know what I'm saying? You only got a minute to try to figure out what's going on and stuff like that. They figured it out. Fight continued. Thank God it continued. So now we going into the what's next for Gamboa, what's next for Tank Davis. Wish that guy a speedy recovery. You know what I'm saying?
Tank Davis.
Yeah. I hope that he can do something. You know what I'm saying? Come back from that ankle injury, beat a couple of these cats up, come back stronger. You know what I'm saying? Learn from his past performances and stuff like that, and handle his business. But hell, you can't go to AutoZone and just replace a Achilles. So that's just something he's gonna have to deal with
And
the rest of his life.
I heard he just wanted. He's not going to go for surgery. He's going to rehab it for 3 months to get back to it. Good luck to him. Will Magic Man says, okay, Dubois Joyce fight is underway. Very risky for Dubois.
That is not very risky for Dubois. I
think it's very risky for Joyce.
Yeah, because
what, 33, 34?
Because Daniel has fought in a lot of fighters with a lot more speed than Joe Joyce. A lot more speed, a lot more strength than Joe Joyce. So a lot more head movement than Joe Joyce. And sometimes those guys rocked him, sometimes they didn't. But Joe Joyce is going to have to figure out, how he's going to land punches on this guy with no head movement, and because Joe Joyce is one of those dudes is that, yeah, you probably gonna land the punch, but he's gonna fucking he's gonna land 2 or 3 on you, or attempt to.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I think Joe Joyce is what it says here. He's just 34. He's 34 years old. He his best win is Brian Jennings. Not bad for 10 fights. Joe Hanks was whatever. But yeah, I think Dubois wins that fight. What do you think about that, Mr. Strong?
Sorry, I wasn't really listening too much, but you said something about Dubois fighting who?
Dubois versus Joyce.
I'm not really too familiar with the two fighters.
Okay.
To be honest, but you said Dubois is probably gonna win, so yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess we all agree on that. Well, Magic Man says Tank hits harder than Dominic Brazil. I saw it on that TV show when they both hit that machine. Who knows? What does Will Magic Man says? I just think Dubois could do with another 1 or 2 fights. Yeah, Will Magic Man. I know a lot of people agree with that. Me and Mike think he's ready now, actually. So he's got results.
Joe Joyce is behind. Joe Joyce is the one behind. Why do you think that Joe Joyce? Why do you think the fight ain't been made? Like 2-3 fights ago, they was talking about fighting each other. Yeah. And they was supposed to fight for this belt. The UCAD the Triple BOC, I believe, had called for them to fight, and nothing happened with that. So, I think Dubois is ready. I think the other guy is the one behind the power curve, and everybody knows it. Even Frank Warren know it. Warren know it. Daniel know it. Everybody know that this guy. That's the reason why they're so eager to make the fight. They licking their chops. It's easy to sit back over here and it's easy to sit back and be like, yeah, I'm going to fight this guy, I'm going to fight that guy, because we hear all those talks all the time about people going into fighting somebody, and then when the day comes, the fight never happens. Fight never happens, and it doesn't happen for a reason, because some of these guys, they know they're not quite ready. But Daniel's calling out everybody. He already said that he want a piece of Dillian White so he could be the mandatory for Deontay Wilder. He already said that he he wanted to fight Joe Joyce. You know what I'm saying? He's saying he ain't running. Daniel said he ain't running from nobody.
He can beat Dillian White today. I'm telling you, all that, you know, old manning and toughing people and trying to be rough in there that Dillian White does is not going to work with Dubois. Dubois probably benches more than he does, runs faster than he does, is bigger than he is, stronger than he is, faster than he is, looks better than he is. I mean, it's not even going to be close.
Nah, it's not. I don't think it is. I think I think Joe Joyce he the one who needs to figure out what he gonna do. You know, we seen his last performance. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he just need to figure out what he gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, he fought Brian Jennings, but what did Brian Jennings do in that fight?
Hurt him.
You know what I'm saying? He didn't do enough. Brian Jennings, he keep doing the same things. Why do you keep getting on the ropes and putting your high guard up and just letting these heavyweights swing on you? It ain't been working out. It ain't been working out. Now, he's a good guy. You know what I'm saying? He sounds like a good guy in his interviews and stuff like that, but come on, man. That's
A lot
not.
of people said he was never like that before when they were with him in college.
Yeah.
Boxing stuff, he's taken so many hits to the head. He's not even the same guy anymore who got his master's a couple years back. They said he never sounded like this. He never even moved like that. The guy was doing front. I mean, he still does front flips, but not to the extent he did. He used to do. Guy used to be a gymnast and everything like that. Apparently, he just like his whole world just sort of slowed down from all the hits he takes. He's so slow now. Sad.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's bad. What do you think about Dillian White Dubois?
I think I think that's a 50-50.
Okay. Yeah, I think Dubois can beat him now. I'd roll the dice.
And the reason why I say that's a 50-50 because it depends on how much boxing knowledge has Dubois been picking up on. Because one of the main things with Dillian White is, and whether or not Dubois can take a body shot,
Okay.
which I haven't seen him take much of them, is that a lot of boxers that Dillian White has been facing, Dillian White always had a left hook.
Right.
And is getting is getting misplaced out there because people saw Dillian White land a left hook on Derek Chisora, which ended up becoming one of Dillian White's little highlight reels. But what people gotta need to understand is that he was always throwing that left hook, and his left hook has always looked super ass sloppy. So I remember when he was fighting what's his name? I think it was I don't know if it was Joseph Parker or anyways, one of the fights he threw a left hook, he almost fell out the fucking ring.
Yeah. That was the first Chisora fight, I think.
He almost fell out the fucking ring from a left hook, throwing his own left hook. You know what I'm saying? Is not controlled, is choreographed. You can see it coming. And a lot of fighters have been figuring out a way how to stay the hell out of dodge from it.
Right.
Look at who did he fight last? Whack.
Yeah, if that went a couple more rounds, I think we would have had a different result because I thought that was a close fight.
Yeah, he couldn't. Whack was even dodging that shit.
Yeah, and he's pretty slow himself.
Storm B Man said Dillian is a shit fighter. I think Dillian White needs to leave or add. He don't need to leave his trainer, but he needs to bring in somebody else in there. Because how you training to fight somebody and stuff like that, and you getting up in the second fight and you do the same thing that Anthony Joshua did, was try to use the jab and keep Derek Chisora at bay, Derek Chisora was still landing punches on you to where y'all both looked at extremely exhausted, like y'all was stranded somewhere in the desert for a whole week without no food or water. You know? So let me open this door.
Yeah, Dylan is a shit fighter, man. StreamYard stuff.
This weekend, Chicken Alfredo for the first time.
It is. Yeah, Dylan White is not that good of a fighter. I think his strength and conditioning that I had seen is ridiculous. It's this explosive work at guys who are 260, 270 pounds. So no need to even be that big.
Yeah.
I mean, Stormy was just talking about it the other day. Guys aren't running. Guys aren't doing, the jump work. They're not doing any of that stuff. I see Dylan White do these rows, on the, what's it called, where you sit on it and you start pulling it.
Yeah, the row machine is good.
Yeah, but he's only doing it for 5 minutes and then he moves on to something else.
Well,
or whatever.
I don't know how long he's doing it. Like,
it's not helping.
I put it like this. A lot of these fighters, I don't know what they're necessarily doing on their off time. I mean, when the camera's not rolling. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going, hit on fighters and stuff like that. In that aspect, what I am going to say is that how he looks in the ring and stuff like that. And let's just take his last fight out of the equation. Let's just take his last fight out of the equation, right? And let's just keep it to the previous fights where he came in there and in better shape.
Mm.
It's still like, there's something wrong with these guys over there. With these fighters over there, even some of the female fighters out of the UK, there's something wrong with their stamina.
Yeah,
there is literally something wrong with their stamina, and it's not just road work. It's not just the jump rope, because it doesn't matter what you're doing in the gym. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can say, yeah, I run 5 miles, but what's the effort you putting in those 5 miles? Those 3 miles? What's the effort that you put in that row machine for them 5 minutes? What's the effort? Like when you're sparring, what are you doing in there for 12 rounds or 15, 20 rounds, or how many rounds you do in a day, or how many rounds you do a week? Like, what are you doing in there? Are you constantly moving? Are you doing more than you do in the ring? So when you get in the ring, you are at a better position as far as dexterity and stamina. I don't know what they're doing, but I can tell you what, whoever is their strength and conditioning coach, they probably got the strength down right, but they ain't got the conditioning down right. And that could come all down to food, the substance that they put in their body, on these artificial muscle intelligence, taking these out of competition approved substances over there in the UK, and then when that stuff is no longer in their system, or they don't have enough in their system, then they start bunking down in the ring because they not getting that juice no more. Now they starving their body from the stuff that they was putting in there, the oxylifrines and all that other bull crap.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. They can get the strength right. It's kind of like hiring, they go to the gym, they look for the biggest guy in the gym, say, okay, this guy's my new strength and conditioning coach. And that's what people were doing. I've heard of stories in the UFC. Anderson Silva basically hired a guy he had met, in a gym in Brazil, who did a couple of bodybuilding competitions here and there. And he said, oh, you're the strength and conditioning coach. So they can do the strength part, but they can't even do they don't know anything about the conditioning. These guys are not coming in shape. They keep them at this higher weight. I don't know why they keep them at this higher. It's not going to make your chin better if you're at a higher weight. It just doesn't.
Stern B-Man says 70% of these fighters in boxing today are shit and their
Yes.
trainers are shittier.
Yes.
It probably is, man. We man, you don't gotta we know. I mean, you don't gotta put R there. I know what you're saying. But you know, some of these bodybuilders, like especially back in the days, they weren't just they broke it down to a science for how to gain weight and
Exactly.
things to eat and stuff like that.
But this is
And then hold up. Oh no, because of actually some of those bodybuilders actually became strength and conditioning coaches for boxers. And it actually worked out. I forget the guy's name, but it's actually a known fact. But a lot of these guys don't break it down. They don't break the sports, each individual sport down to a science. And that's what some of these bodybuilders do. Because if you look at bodybuilding, then you look at the strongest man. You still the strongman competitions. You have to be strong, and you have to have cardio. You can't just get in there and just be strong. You gotta have cardio with those events. Yeah, the dude with Holyfield, Stormy B, man. That's who I'm. The dude with Holyfield. One of his strength conditioning coaches was I believe it was him. Was a Mr. Olympian back in the days. Black dude.
Lee Haney. Was it Lee Haney?
I think so. Let me see.
It's probably Lee Haney.
Yeah, it was Lee Haney.
Yeah.
But not all these cats can do that though. I mean, because even Lee Haney says like, nah, not everybody can do what I do because they don't break it down to a science. They don't break it down to each individual person in each individual sport. They just know how to read a book and get up in the gym and do this and do that, but they can't break it down to a science like Lee Haney was explaining in as one of his videos a couple years back that I was listening to, and it actually made sense.
Right.
Oh, he did. Lee Haney, who passed Chaz onto Evander. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. But like Stormy B Man says, like there's a lot of guys out here, you know, like you said, you can't just find anybody to be your strength and conditioning coach, you know, just because somebody look good in the gym and they look like they know what they're doing and stuff like that. You can't just go and jump on it and get anybody. Like you gotta have the car, you gotta have the dexterity and shit, man. And some of these cats, you know, even look at Andrew Ruiz. He said the diet they put him on, he was weak. He felt weak. He felt exhausted. That basically means is you had to switch up the diet. He wasn't getting enough of something. You see what I'm saying? And you and vitamins and vitamins and artificial muscle intelligence, you know, that shit in the shaker that you shake, that protein shit, ain't just enough.
Yeah. And then that stuff is hard on your body too. It's a lot of protein coming in at one time. I know when I go and take, because when I'm at school, I know I'm not going to get, you know, I'm not cooking chicken every day. So I take like, you know, 100 grams of protein in one shake in one go. And for all that to digest, it's pretty hard on the body. Everybody would rather talk about, you know, eating the meat, the food, you know, it's much better for the body and it's healthier and it's easier to digest than, you know, all that, what do they put in, casein and all the different substances in the protein shakes. Yeah, Will Magic Man says he's a former bodybuilder. That's pretty cool, man. Do you want to get a link, drop your email down, and could get you on the show to talk about this stuff and what these boxers are doing wrong?
Yeah, Stormy went and say Lee Haney, who passed Chaz on to Evander. And he said Chaz was Haney's understudy. Haney passed him to Holyfield because Haney got busy with his competitions. I didn't even know that.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that either.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, but he what is it? 8-time Mr. Olympia?
8-time Mr. Olympia, yep.
Yeah, he got it. That boy had to know something. He had to know something. And Evander Holyfield looked like, you know, even if he was rocked or tired, he just that boy kept coming. You know, so I couldn't tell you when you see Andrew Ruiz getting there. I mean, Andrew Ruiz talk about he was feeling weak and other stuff. The diet he had him on. I don't know if it was because he just didn't want to put in the effort, because dieting is really, you might as well put that in there as a set, as a repetition. You might as well put that as a set or a repetition. You might as well, put, for them 3-4 months. You know what I'm saying? You in the gym, and another part of your training is eating properly. You know what I'm saying? But I did, but it's not like he's a welterweight or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Light heavyweight. It's not. I mean, lightweight. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing like that, right? So, your objective wasn't to necessarily, come in there looking chiseled up. The thing about him was to lose a couple pounds, maybe 10, 15, 20 pounds. Get get some more agility on you, get some more stamina on you and stuff like that. But this dude, he couldn't even get past the plate of food.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stormy B, man, he said that fat fuck lie. He simply didn't train. It's fucking obvious. Look at him. Now it was obvious what he was doing in the ring. It was worse than the first time.
Yeah.
And his trainer even says, I wanted him to get a month off and right back to the gym. And he said he didn't see him 2 months later.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure he saw him, but as far as like the dedication was saying is like, all right, I'm committed to this camp. I think that happened a month before the fucking fight.
There was an in-depth interview you can find. It's about 18 minutes long on YouTube, and Manny Robles talks about, the guy's lack of dedication. He says there's just so many days where, oh, coach, I can't come in today, and all of this stuff, and that adds up. And we saw it. He wasn't happy, but it showed what kind of person Ruiz is. He tries to put blame on other people. He only has himself to blame.
No, he came out and apologized to his fans and shit. He came back. Damn, Ludacris became an African citizen. Damn, I didn't know that. He got an African passport. But anyways, he apologized to his fans and shit and said that, yeah, he fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And, I used the big pun analogy. That's what happens. And Stormy B Man said it when we was talking about something completely different. But this is exactly what happens when you have Stormy B Man. Oh, he said send a link. Oh, I was tripping. I was reading. I was like, I was reading your comment, and I thought your comment was Stormy B Man. I'm like, it says at Stormy B Man. I'm like, so I was tripping. You got too many. You can't have yes men around you. Like, you got to have somebody. If you don't respect somebody in your camp, if there's nobody you respect in your camp enough to where when they tell your ass to do something and you don't go out there and do it, there's something wrong. There's something mentally wrong with you, and there's something mentally wrong with the people in your camp, because it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If it's like, okay, you can say this. Y'all are a team. See, y'all are a team.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do things as a team, at my job, I tell straight folks off this. I tell them straight off the fact. It's like, I don't need nobody in charge of this. I don't need you in charge of this. I don't need you in charge of this. It's like, we all know what needs to be done. We work together. We talk together. Yeah, we bitch and moan together. But look, we gotta work. We gonna work as a well-oiled machine and get this done. And don't nobody go over here barking orders, nobody. And stuff like that. And let's get this done. And this dude, it's like literally he needed somebody to whip out a switch and beat his ass. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? He needed somebody to whoop his ass. Now I know his dad is a little bit older and stuff like that, you know, but
his
I
dad was
would,
happy. I just saw it on his face. He said even in the first fight, he didn't want him to come in that heavy. There was no
man, if I was his daddy, I would have called some cartel dudes to come through the house and kidnap his ass and take him to and lock him in the gym
Lock him
and lock his ass in the gym.
kidnap him to the gym.
Yeah, had him in Mexico in the gym at gunpoint.
Stuck in the gym.
At gunpoint. Hell yeah, for real. Like,
At gunpoint. Hey, listen, if he had the money to do that, would have costed way less than to actually win the fight. So I would have done it.
damn. Yeah, it would have cost less than the sanctioning fees. And
Probably.
plus, they probably would have loved to do it anyways.
They would have done it for free.
Yeah, they probably would have done it for free. They was like, nah, Vato. Yo, you looking like a gordita or something like that. Like, yo, homie. Yo, homie, like, nah, you ain't represent Mexico like that, man.
So he'd be in the heavy bag at gunpoint.
Yeah, it's like you being in the Mexican gang in prison and you think you ain't gonna work out.
Lol.
And you an underling and you think you ain't gonna work out. You a damn fool. They gonna have your ass, you're gonna be doing something. You're gonna be doing some push-ups, sit-ups, and everything they tell your ass to do. Cause they ain't gonna have you go out there. They ain't gonna nah. They don't respect that. You're supposed to be a warrior, and you came in there. You came in there looking like a warrior on the plate. You know.
Yeah.
And I'm trying my damnness not to call this dude out of his name and all this stuff, man. Cause
he dropped the ball. He dropped the ball. Everything was on him. You know, to get undisputed within a relatively short time span, and he dropped it. Now it doesn't seem like it's anywhere in the near future.
We talk about 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50, 60, 80 million dollars
Down the line.
And no, in 1 year he lost out on.
Yes, in 1 year, yeah.
Because he would have fought them two mandatories. Then when he would have had a Deontay Wilder fight, he was happy to whoop Deontay Wilder twice. He'd still go back there and get another Anthony Joshua fight.
Yeah, for a trilogy or whatever.
I tell you this one thing, ain't no going to Saudi Arabia for no Americans no more.
No.
I wouldn't go now. Not what after we did in Baghdad. Nope.
Yeah, I saw that today.
Nah, not after what we did. Nah, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Not after what we did, homie.
But man, Ruiz, I don't know what to say about this guy. Who does he come back and fight? Does it deal with DAZN? Does he come back and fight some guys here on PBC? What does he do now?
He's gonna come back and fight somebody on
PBC.
No, it doesn't have to be that.
Okay.
You know, it might be a Dillian White because
I want him to fight him.
Huh?
I want him to fight him.
I don't necessarily. Because part of me, I really do want Dillian White to fucking starve. I don't want him out here eating off of nobody's plates. I don't want him making no fucking money. Because that's what he's been trying to do, avoiding Dominic Brazil, avoiding Louis King Kong Ortiz. I want the dude to fucking starve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And another part of me is just kind of like, you know, all of a sudden Andy Ruiz is a viable opponent because he looks vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Guys do. They said Povetkin would be a good fight, but they never ever said Hunter would be a good fight for Dillian White. Why is that?
Because I think everybody's getting the notion about this one thing with Michael Hunter, that he's building confidence.
Yeah.
He's building confidence in his game. He still looks raw. He looks like he can still be teachable.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think people are starting to get a little bit weary about this dude because they looking like if this dude had a couple more tools, You know what I'm saying? And the right person picked him up, or if I don't pick him up on this DAZN thing, if we can afford to lose some money because we ain't putting no money behind these black fighters. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, what we gonna do? Put Michael Hunter on everybody's undercard until the day he leaves boxing?
You can only do that for so long, exactly.
Yeah. So it's like if once Michael Hunter gets his defense, gets his punch placement, and a couple of other things, especially the dexterity and stamina and stuff like that, and learning how to control his breathing in the fight a little bit more, and conserve his energy throughout the fight, but at the same time be offensively. I think he could be up there, but you know, I still think a lot of these heavyweight boxers out there could be up there. But you know, like Michael J. White said, you know, for these fighters that's been fighting for a very long time, he said it takes thousands of repetitions to train somebody how to throw a leg kick, how to throw a punch, how to throw this. But then it also takes 1,000 more punches to correct bad habits. And he has the dude's been doing it, getting away with. Dillian White has been getting away with it for how long?
Years now at this point. What did he turn pro at? 25, I want to say.
He's still throwing kickboxing punches.
Yeah, he is. Even that jab, what is that? Where he flicks it out?
That was illegal as fuck.
What is that?
That was a rabbit punch. That was illegal. You can't be throwing no hammer fists. You're only supposed to hit people with
hammer fist. Like, what is that?
Yeah.
Get away with that.
That's what happens when you have a ref that don't know no better, or that's cool with it. Like to do his own thing. What's up, Stormy?
Hey fellas, how you guys doing, man? I had some problems trying to get on.
Oh, no problem.
What's the current conversation? Because I was tuned out while I was trying to get my problems straightened out.
Oh, Tyrone was saying with those hammer fists, I said they're illegal.
That's
Tyrone, those are illegal punches.
What's that about?
Those hammer fists that Dillian White was throwing.
Oh yeah, and how about how stupid of it was the opposite corner couldn't call on it and tell the ref, you know, hey, those are illegal blows. I keep telling you guys, and I'm not saying it just to sound like I'm coining a phrase or to you know, just be, you know, try to say something to sound like I'm, you know, Stormy cooking. No, these trainers are shit out here. If the guy can't identify stuff like that, the illegal punches and things like that, this is what you need a cornerman for. That's why they call him the chief second. You know? The person who's first is the fighter who's fighting in the ring. That's his cornerman is referred to as the chief second.
That's crazy. Stormy, I don't remember them saying anything about it. I don't remember his corner saying nothing, pointing anything about it. So I would have said
that's
something.
How you know you gotta have a problem with it, because things like that. I mean, do you really think that a guy like Emmanuel Stewart will let that guy get away with that crap? Or, you know, since they let's just say a guy who they like to say is a good trainer of today, a Freddie Roach or somebody. I don't think much of Freddie Roach, but if we're going to talk about trainers of today, someone like Freddie Roach wouldn't let Manny Pacquiao be getting hit with that shit, you know. Although Pacquiao, he looked like shit against Jeff Horn, and there was a lot of shit that went on in that fight, but that just may have been a miscalculation by Freddie Roach.
You ain't lying. Bad. Yeah. What was Freddie Roach doing there? Did he say Freddie Roach? Well, anyways, like,
Yeah, I said Freddie Roach, fellas. I'm doing two things at once. Yeah, I said Freddie Roach.
Man, all of this.
I think Freddie Roach was there when he fought Jeff Horn, wasn't he? I thought he was there.
With the Jeff Horn fight,
Yeah.
man, he been a guest appearance in a lot of fights lately.
Yeah, if he wasn't there when Pacquiao fought Horn, forgive my, you watch so many fights, certain things do run together as opposed to others, but I thought he was with Freddie Roach. I thought he got rid of Freddie Roach after the Jeff Horn fight, but it could have been before. I don't know.
That's crazy.
But still, the fact that the corner didn't recognize it, didn't recognize the things that Horn was doing. That's just like when I watched this kid Mike Conley recently when he fought that Nikitin, that Russian. Do you know that Russian was using his head as a third punch? And on the inside, that's why Conley got the cut around his eyes, and that's why the Russian was cut around his eyes. But he was being dirty, and he thought he was doing something. I would have had something to say about that. But Nikitin was definitely using his head as a third punch. He would get inside, throw a couple of shots, and then move Conley with his head. What the fuck was that?
Supposed to be getting away with it all the time, man.
I don't get it, man. That, and then Dillian White's little hammer fist thing, and then you've got guys. I feel bad for Mark Tibbs and all because his trainer is a decent guy. He's a good trainer, good coach. But you got guys around, entourage. You've got that who's not his brother, but says he's his brother. It's just a weird situation.
I'll tell you something. Dillian White, the way you could tell that Dillian White ain't shit, because he don't want to fight any American fighters. He don't want to fight any real fighters that have a pedigree, and he don't want to fight any fighters that, like, across the ring where you can see that they have had something, behind them of solidity. It's like he wants that opportunity for the championship fight for the money that it'll bring. It ain't that he think he can win Wilder. I wouldn't be surprised if he got in there against Wilder and the first thing he got touched with really solid, he goes down. Because he's looking for the payday. He doesn't have the backing that any other guys that are elite in the sport at the heavyweight division has. So he has to maneuver and put himself in a position to get the maximum money possible. You see, that's what that is all about when it comes down to him. It ain't got jack shit to do with him being better than somebody or being able to compete. It's all about the dollars. And you want to tell me wrong, I'll show you the progression in his fat ass over his last 5 fights, which I think we did go over that in a recent stream where we talked about his weight gain from fight to fight to fight over his last 5 fights. That's telling you that he's not even trying to position himself to look good in a damn fight. He just wants to command the dollars. Get the fuck out of here, Dillian White. That's why I said he's a shit fighter, because I can see the shit. You understand? I ain't got to get close to him to smell it.
Yeah. I couldn't do that myself. If somebody put a camera on me and I had an off season or whatever he had and said, yeah, I've been in the gym, I wouldn't be able to say that. Anybody with some sort of dignity couldn't be able to say they were in the gym or been watching their weight. Which he says he had, and obviously not.
Yeah. Derek Chisora rolled up on Dillian White, right?
Yeah.
And Derek Chisora's like, man, I see you been in the gym. He's like, yeah, man, I stay in the gym, blah, blah, blah. He was like, man, you need a fight to stay busy. So we gonna get a fight out of you. And he was like, man, I don't know. I got this UCAD thing. It's like, I know you can't talk about all that stuff, man, but you need to stay busy, man. It's like you just can't sit around. And to me, I think Derek Chisora was looking at him. I think Derek Chisora like peeped him, was like, motherfucker, you look out of shape. You need to stay busy. Like, don't want to put his business out there or nothing like that. Because you really listen to Derek Chisora, like he's a straight shooter and all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure he was licking his chops at Dillian White, like, yeah, I whoop your ass right now, boy. He was like, it's like you don't want nothing right now.
You know what's amazing about all those guys over there, bro? It's like they're all mediocre as fuck. But the thing is, there's levels, believe it or not, to their mediocrity. Huh? And the one who is probably the most outstanding out of all of them is probably this young kid coming up, Dubois.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to see that AJ is still running around here with the foolishness that he's spewing for, oh my God, I'm angry at Andy Ruiz Jr. all over again because of AJ and running his fucking mouth. You understand? It was like we were just that close to being done with that bullshit. And now here this guy go again. You know, all this shit he's talking about Wilder and get the fuck out of here, dude. You've been running from Wilder since you said his name. And when he stood up and said, since you called my name, don't wait, make the date. He said that shit fucking 4 years ago. And AJ shit his pants and been running ever since. Because typically when somebody says something like that, you know, the champ like Deontay, he's like, brush it off. And then they could try to make it seem like, oh, he don't want to fight. But see, Deontay did the opposite. They weren't expecting him to be like, okay, bring it. And then Deontay turned the heat up by talking about it more and shit. And they was like, oh, what we done did? We done poked this fucking lion. And now what we gonna do? You see what I'm saying? It's all been bullshit. His whole fucking career, Anthony Joshua has been built. Okay? But he has been built and fabricated into something to look like a star. Okay? A star. It ain't got shit to do with being a great boxer, good boxer, you know.
Hello?
Stormy, you broke up. Stormy, you broke up.
What they don't realize is that fucking mirror has been shattered. It got shattered by Andy Ruiz Jr. And we know over here,
Yeah, Stormy breaking up.
the masses can't respect it. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Well, that dude, he keep coming in and coming out.
He's there. Hello?
He ain't there no more.
Yeah, I'm here.
You got a dude named Anthony Johnson in the comments. He says, what's the difference between a baby and a washing machine? And a washing machine doesn't cry when you drop a load into it. I mean, I don't know what he's trying to, say or whatever, pointing and saying, okay, check it or whatever, look at it. But, that's the reason why, and even all of them, you got Dillian White, Derek Chisora, and it seems like these a-holes, boxers over there, they it seems like they're making it their business to be against Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Because when I'm looking at what they saying and what's going on and stuff like that, and how they conduct themselves and shit, I'm starting to get the notion like they kind of like forget all the BS. You know, we might not can get along and stuff like that, but this is one objective that we gotta fix around here, and that's beat Deontay Wilder. And these cats, you know, they stand with that. They act like friends outside of fighting and stuff like that, outside the ring, you know. But you know, it just sucks, man. Hey, I know somebody got to be the villain and all that stuff, but even them and their narrative. Damn, what's that? It ain't me. What's so funny?
It was echoing.
I hear somebody laughing. Who was laughing?
Hello?
Who was laughing?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh. Well, anyways, so I mean, some of the stuff that I was seeing from these guys, man, it just sucks, man. If you want to watch boxing, you want to be a boxing fan, you know what I'm saying? You know that's a great thing, and that's a cool thing to do. But I'm not gonna sit up over here and act like, you know, what Dillian White got going on, what Anthony Joshua got going on, and stuff like that is what's happening. What's happening right now, what should get all the attention right now, as far as when it comes to heavyweight boxing, and some people would probably say fuck that, just boxing in general, is Deontay Wilder versus you know, Tyson Fury. This is another fight, or on a scale of best fight and the best, that everybody has been waiting to see for quite some time. And we're about to get that in February. If all things goes to plan. And we're still going to have people out here, you know, creating these bogus ass weird ass bullshit, which is okay. You know, do your job on the internet, I guess. Hate on somebody, whatever, do you. But, you know, you can't say Wilder ain't fought nobody. You can't. Because he's going up over here to fight he's going over here to fight Tyson Fury. Again. And who your favorite fighter fighting right now? Where is that guy going to be ranked at? Who did that guy fight? You know? So that's just some shit they're going to have to think about, like, before they start opening their mouth now, because obviously, you know, AJ is going to be fighting somebody that nobody want to see the fucking fight. Nobody want to see that shit. Who want to watch AJ versus some goddamn what's his name? Pulev or Mahmoud Char or somebody that ain't even somebody like the form of what's his name? Alexander Usyk, that hasn't even been tested at the heavyweight division yet.
No.
Hasn't even been tested. That's like me having a fucking battleship, saying I'm about to go to war with this battleship when I never took the battleship out for fucking sea trials. That's like me building a fucking race car and never giving it a dyno test, never giving it a fucking road test, just getting out there on the Indy 500.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting horrible results at that point. I'm expecting catastrophic fucking failure. Because I'm going to be like, shit, we didn't test the car. Damn. You don't know how it's going to shift. You don't know how it's going to, you're going to get vibrations from something, which vibrations means something ain't tight, or something is too tight, or something wasn't put on properly, or your shaft is fucking off balance, or your brakes ain't working properly. So you mean to tell me that that's the reason why I'm not looking forward to the Usyk fight. I'm not looking forward to Usyk fighting, really. Not none of the top 5. Well, not no now if he fought Ortiz, I give him his props. If he fought Daniel, I give him his props. If he fought Parker, I give him his props. But if he gonna fuck around and go over here, pull David Hay out the grave, which I know that fight is not gonna happen. I'm just saying in general, that's what people like to do. People from the grave, you know what I'm saying? We're like, where the fuck this Chavez guy been at, right? You start pulling people that he shouldn't be fighting, and then the next fight, you're gonna say, yeah, he gets to fight for a heavy world title, for 3 titles,
Right.
for 3 titles,
For nothing.
and he ain't even tested. And then that's the reason why you get all these rumors about Usyk fighting somebody else, because they even know this motherfucker ain't ready. They even too worried about putting all the eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
Out there buying thousands of dollars worth of penny stock just to have the shit split. Reverse split on your ass.
Yeah, these guys have 2 or 3 backups in line at all times.
Mm-hmm.
And that just says something about the opponent that they choose to begin with. So this Pulev guy, he's going to get the fight at the new Tottenham, whatever stadium that they built. And say he doesn't fight, they'll, in comes Mahmoud Shar. He will automatically be cleared of whatever he's been cleared of. He'll be ready to fight. He's apparently been in the gym. This is what we will be told. And Sky and everybody else will say it's a great fight.
Oh, Mahmoud, he already been cleared.
Okay.
Yeah, he already been cleared. His B sample came back negative. So that's usually an indication of a false positive, like the machine being contaminated.
Okay.
But yeah, he was cleared.
Is this Mark 76? Who's this guy? Hello?
Yo, homie, you got something to say? We over here talk about boxing, man. You want to talk boxing, or you just want to laugh? Kick the dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, kick his ass.
What was that about?
I don't know. Like, people like, dude, you can come over here. You could have just sit up over here. Like, look, even if you want to come on right now, lay something down in the comment section, man. You can come on over here. You can talk what we talking about. We can have fun with the exchanges and stuff like that. Keep everything a buck. Keep everything a G. But don't come on here and then you get put on. The only thing you're doing is laughing and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I don't know what you have on what you do on your free time and stuff like that. But we went out of our way. Tyrone went out of his way to allow you to come on his channel, right? So that makes you believe that, yeah, he might not know who you is, but he wanted to allow you to express yourself on a live platform. But what you did was just, do something that shows your maturity. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying, homie? That's just,
It's unfortunate, yeah. That's just the trolling.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? I don't know what. I guess that's my first troll. Anyway.
yeah.
What we were just talking about Joshua's choice of opponents.
Who, me?
I think we were talking about Joshua's opponent.
Yeah, I mean, Joshua, see, the thing about it is that, a lot of people think that people hate Anthony Joshua and LDBC. People don't. My opinion on what people think of Anthony Joshua and LDBC. I said my opinion is that he's not respected as a man. See what I'm saying? Hey man, you got something to say, homie, or are you just gonna sit there and laugh? Because we being respectful and stuff like that to you, man. So you got something to say, or you just gonna sit there and laugh?
Oh my God.
This dude, you really took the time out of your day to just come up over here and go hee hee and leave.
Man, let me tell you something. I'm having all kinds of Wi-Fi problems over here trying to get on and be legitimate with you guys, and you got bullshit like that happening?
He said, absolutely not. I'm out. Hey, Stormy, did you turn off your router and turn it back on?
No, what happened was my connection was clear until I got home. I just got in the door, and then when somebody, I think it was you, Mike, that said you're breaking up, that was when I was pulling into my driveway, but my signal was clear before I got home. I think my phone was trying to switch to my personal Wi-Fi or something.
Yeah,
that's what I got. Yeah,
you got ejected.
But I'm in the house now.
So you good?
Yeah.
Yeah, if your internet messing up, you notice it start messing up. Like when I use OBS, what I like to do is before I even turn on OBS, I turn off my router, and I turn I turn everything off. Not the computer, but I turn everything off over there, and then I turn it on, because sometimes you be having like lost packets. So when you get a lost packet on your router tries to break the packet up and then recycle it. But what happens is if you get too many broken packets, it keeps doing that, and then it bottleneck your connection. So you need to clear the cache. And so that's one way of clearing the cache without logging into your router and all that shit. You just reset it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'll do that because I'm gonna leave back out to go get me something to eat. But no cooking tonight for Stormy. I'm gonna go out and grab me a bite. But I was trying to talk about that situation with Dillian White. You know, that's what I was trying to say before I had got broken up or whatever. No, I was just saying that those guys over there, you know, I think that Dubois is the best of them, but being that there's levels to even the mediocrity that they have, it's a shame that the proper teaching isn't still getting, you know, isn't happening. And you know, when I did my post-fight show on the Charlo Harrison, I went in on Derrick James because Derrick James has gotten a lot of respect out of Earl Spence's success.
Yes, yes.
But Earl is a special fighter. So when you have a special fighter, the coach don't have to do much, you know, especially when that coach takes over with him at a certain point. And with Earl, we knew Earl was a damn good amateur as well, right? So it's like he got a good fighter from the beginning. So it's not like he built Earl from the ground up, because he didn't. Now, what will show him being a good coach is actually what's detrimental to what he's not doing. He's got Charlo, okay? And Mel was a good fighter before he got with Derrick James. But he's trying to have Mel fight like Earl Spence. Mel is not Earl Spence. He was a damn good boxer with a punch before he got with Derrick James. Derrick James is trying to make him into a fighter. You don't have to make that kid into a fighter because he got fighting spirit. What you do is you develop the skills that he has. He's athletic, he has quick hands, he has quick feet. Why are you taking that away from him with him in there with that wide ass Karate Kid stance? He
I can
can't
tell you
be
that.
as quick as he naturally is because his feet is too spread too far apart. He can't be as agile and work off the jab because you're not emphasizing the jab. You're trying to get him to plant and land power shots. But you have to understand about planting and landing power shots. You're going to be there for a fucking receipt.
Yeah, for me, just to touch on that, I remember when he first got with Derek James before the John Jackson fight, and he said, I think it was one of those Showtime covers, those interviews, and he said that the reason he left Ronnie Shields was in the Vanes Martirosyan fight. He felt he did good, and Ronnie Shields gave him a C, and just because of that, he left. Or apparently,
But see, Ronnie Shields was giving him a low grade because he wanted him to improve.
Exactly.
A coach who makes a proper assessment of where you are is going to be honest with you. But guess what, Jermell Charlo? You were paying him to do this. Now, you went over there with Jared James and you had already lost once. You see? He'll lose again.
Yeah.
Because he's not putting the trust where it needs to be. You can't have a guy out there that tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
You got to have somebody that's going to tell you what you don't want to hear. You understand?
Right.
And it's like being in a marriage. Okay? Sometimes you think you're doing it right way, but your spouse say, hey, no, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Your spouse say, no, I can't do that. You know, and then you think and you say, okay, well, two heads better than one. It's like, okay, they giving you an insight that you might not have had. So next thing you know, it comes back, you be like, oh, I'm glad I listened to you. Because now you feel like, you know, somebody with a cooler head or a different insight or whatever was able to interject something. That's what you're supposed to entrust in. It shouldn't just be my way, my way, my way. It needs to be, somebody got to have your back. You know, somebody got to be able to tell you when you're going too close to the edge. That's why children are in such bad shape these days, coming out of certain homes, because it's not the proper guidance there. I told you, as a coach, I've become not just a coach of boxing, I've become a life coach. It's like the principles. When you master them and you understand how you're supposed to deliver that to whoever your prospective student be, whether it's your daughter or son or niece, nephew, brother, sister, sometimes even your parents, because you can teach your parents something. But the principles can be applied across the board in life. It's a foundation of instruction and discipline, not just what you're doing at the moment, because you don't just live in a moment. You live within a life frame of time.
Wait, I've got to clear something first. Buster McDonald, West Side or High, you keep changing your name. I'm kicking you. Don't even waste time. I don't want you to come up here and put porn or whatever you're going to do or tee-hee-hee-hee. It's not cool. It's not funny. We don't need that. So please.
No, but hold on. Give him a chance to see if it's him. How do you know it's him?
It's him. He just keeps changing his name.
No, I'm just asking.
I'm pretty sure it's him. Buster McDonald, West Side.
Damn, I guess he is a buster.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just like, you know, I just like to, you know, confirm before I always hit people. You know what I'm saying? I'll always confirm before I hit people, you know, but, you know, it's just sad that, you know, you be having people come up over here to your cut, you know, you invite them. See, this is the thing. It's not like we cussing. It's not like we sitting up over here calling Anthony Joshua out of his name. It's not like we sitting up over here, you know, just dogging all these damn fighters out here. The thing about it is that you were allowed by Tyrone on his channel to come over here and just talk, you know. And if you don't want to do that, you know, just stay somewhere else. It's not like I'm going on all these other, you know, channels that don't like the LDBC and going in their chat room, you know what I'm saying, asking, get on, and the only thing you hear me do is laughing. I'm not going to do that. I go over there, ask to get on and talk to them and ask them why they think that the way that they think, and have a civilized conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, if you want to have a civilized conversation with somebody, that somebody extended their hand towards you, you know what I'm saying? You do that, or you just sit back in the cut and you, or you just move along. If you don't like what's being said, that's what you do. That's childish, man. That's childish. That's not even the right way to go about things. You know what I'm saying? You don't go to McDonald's or KFC, go to the drive-through, order something and just bail. You don't do that. You don't go to Racist Pizza, aka Papa John's, call them up, order pizza at somebody else's address, and watch the pizza show up at somebody else's address and laugh. You don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got time for that shit. And you know, if you go to a drive-thru and you keep doing that shit, you know they'll call the police on your ass. So, you know, just be cool about it, man. Just be cool about the way you move, you know?
I'm sorry I keep falling out, brothers.
It's all good. It's all good. We still here. I was just saying, it's like, you know, you notice on my channel, I don't even get that many. I don't get trolls no more. They about tired with me, because I'm not gonna sit there. I don't want nobody getting no narratives about the LDBC and us being these races or whatever the case may be. You know, I'll hook y'all up right. Ask you to want to come on, chop it up with you. Hell, there's a guy out there with a Facebook group out there, nothing but LDBC haters. He was talking all that hate on this goddamn on Facebook. When he came on my channel, he tightened up. He tightened
Were
up.
you all at least able to hear what I had to say about the life coach stuff?
Yeah. We heard
Okay,
I
good.
on your last stream too.
Yeah.
As well, yeah, you were talking about that, how they come to you for boxing and you have to start teaching them life at the same time, because their parents come in here, and you were talking about their moms wearing the short skirts and everything like that to work, and they don't know how to dress.
No. I was saying just a moment ago what I was saying about being a life coach. But yeah, you know what's funny, man? Because boxing is one of the most serious sports that you could be hands-on with. And when it's not being done correctly, it's really exposed, but not to the layman, not to the casual observer, because the casual observer has no knowledge other than two guys in the ring with trunks on and gloves and punching each other.
Right.
You know? And that's what a lot of these coaches turn guys into today. But they also turn guys into men who don't have competitive spirit. So you have to have a competitive spirit to even be able to be in there. You can't be a wuss and be in there. And guess what? You got a lot of wusses in the sport because they're being pampered, catered to, and they're being put in situations where they don't have resistance. One of the things that I really stood strong and sternly on, going back to Charlo and Harrison, was when he lost to Harrison, the way he behaved. You remember how people were ridiculing Jamel? And you remember how they was talking about, oh man, he an emotional wreck and this and that. And you know, remember all that stuff, that talk that came?
Mm-hmm.
He was crying and this and that, you know. Remember all of that, right? Guys?
Yeah.
You remember that, right?
Yeah.
I did not say one thing about that. You know why? Because Mel, just like a lot of people in life, is one of those personalities that he wears his emotions on his sleeve. Okay? But he wasn't crying and whining because he lost a fight, like, oh, I lost, he come apart. He behaved like he did because he felt that he won and they took it from him. Okay? There is a difference. Now, he couldn't wait to get back in there to do it again. That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Yep.
Look at how Jerry Hurd handled his loss to J-Rock. I would be more concerned about him being the freaking emotional wreck than Mel. But where the problem differs is this. Hurd had a shit corner and he's decided to make some changes.
Shit corner.
Mel has a shit corner, but despite that, he rose to the occasion and snatched victory from the jaws of defeat because he has a can-do, never give up spirit. That is something that you can build upon. What the fuck is Derrick James' problem?
Well,
He's looking at it the wrong way. You got one talent that does things one way. You have another talent that can do things a different way. You can't make them do things your way. You have to build upon what they have to offer. You don't have to add much to Earl. You have to add the reminders of things. Remind them to do this. Don't forget that. Blah, blah, blah. With Mel, he's more talented than Earl. He has a better upside than Earl because he's a boxer first. Earl is a man who can get you out of there. Mel can get you out of there too, but he's got that. It's like something different. And that doesn't mean that he's just a better fighter than Earl. I'm not trying to imply that, but they're different and they're both elite. So when you have that, you got to know how to cultivate that. You may be a farmer, and over here, you may be growing greens. Back there, you're growing corn. Over there, you're growing tomatoes. You understand? But you can't mix it all and treat it all the same.
yeah.
When you're working and tending to that field, you have to do it according to what you've planted in order to reap a proper harvest. Do you agree?
Yep. Yeah, definitely. You can't keep carrying out.
This is why I say the things that I say. It's not like, okay, Stormy was going in on Derrick James and he put him down. This is actually a wake-up call for Derrick James or anyone out there like him. Why do you think people go to Freddie Roach and don't fucking improve?
Or Virgil.
I'll tell you why. Because
Virgil.
listen, who has Freddie Roach built from the ground up?
You know what? I can tell you that because I don't think he didn't build Pacquiao from the ground up.
Exactly. He ain't built nobody from the ground up.
Nobody.
He's a celebrity trainer.
He supposedly learned from one of the greatest of all time, Eddie Futch. But check this out. When's the last time you heard Freddie Roach mention Eddie Futch?
I couldn't tell you because that Freddie Roach dude, he be stuttering a lot.
Exactly. You'll hear me and Kurt Anderson in Scrapbook Boxing talk about Eddie Futch more than Freddie Roach, who had a direct relationship with him in the gym. Case fucking closed. This is what I'm talking about, man. It's just like a man who goes out and does good in life and whose parents raised him a certain kind of way, and he goes out and you stand before the people and you say, when you see me, you see my parents who brought me up and who raised me up the right way. I am a representation and a reflection of that. You give honor, you give credit to where it's due. Now, if you happen to come from a poor circumstance and beat the odds and still overcame, you may not be able to give that type of credit to the parents, but I'm sure there is a source that provided that within you to persevere and break through. And even if it's that fighting spirit that you heard me speak of that Jamel has, you give honor and credence and direct acknowledgement to what that source is. Sometimes it's inborn. Sometimes it's learned. Sometimes it's brought out of you because of the cultivation, the environment that allow you to thrive and for it to manifest itself. That's what that's about, man. So when I go in on these coaches and these corners and stuff like that, it's not me just talking crap. It's like I'm trying to shine the light where it needs to be. And when you can see under that spotlight what's really going on, you can make proper assessments of an evaluation of what you're looking at when you're watching this sport.
I think Lord Duval's probably the worst trainer.
And the best drinker.
I don't think he is the worst trainer, but he is, you know,
he's very neglectful.
Well, let's put it like this. Him and Anthony Yard's coach is about right there neck and neck.
Tunde.
I don't,
Yeah.
the reason why I want to say that is because, you know, I don't want to say that is because I can't, you know, say that these trainers ain't doing what they supposed to do as trainers, and then these fighters just doing whatever the hell they want to do.
If your fighter's doing whatever the hell he want to do, your trainer ain't worth a damn.
Well, you can say that, and you know, we're talking about grown men that
Exactly.
like, you know,
but if you pay me, Mike, to take care of you, and you don't want to be taken care of, I can walk.
Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Because it's against my best judgment.
Well,
it's against my best judgment to be in a situation where you're going to bring me more headaches. I can let you fall on your own ass. You understand? I don't have to carry that ass.
No, I know where you're
I
going.
got my own.
I don't think all trainers view it like that. I think there's all
That's
types
why
of,
they shit trainers.
there's all types
Listen,
of
Eddie Futch had Riddick Bowe. Eddie Futch had Riddick Bowe. And they came and they begged him. He turned Bowe down several times. And they begged him. And finally he relented. And he worked Bowe into the heavyweight champion of the world. Beat a damn good champion in Evander Holyfield. But he knew from when he first said no, what Bowe's reputation was, how he was a half-asser, how he didn't dedicate himself, how he wouldn't run and this and that. He knew those things, which is why he didn't want to. He was like, I don't want to deal with that. I'm too old for that shit. But Bowe was his last polished effort until he stopped listening to Eddie. And Eddie walked away from Bowe when Bowe began to slide into his decline. So he got off that train. You see?
No, I know the story with the Riddicks and all that stuff, but I'm not hitting on that. I'm not hitting on what you should do as a coach, as far as your reputation, as far as what's supposed to be going. You don't want to be a part of this and stuff like that. I'm not hitting on that. What I am hitting on is that not everybody has the same approach when it comes to training somebody, because not only are you there to train somebody, but you're getting paid for your efforts. And there's a lot of fighters out there that are untrainable, but at the same time it's like, what do you do as a trainer or as a fighter? You don't take the job.
Because of John throws a cash at a woman don't mean she has to be his prostitute for the night.
But you're correct with that. But at the end of the day is, you know, people got
Mike, I'm gonna tell you this, bro.
Oh my God.
For everything Yeah. I want to say this because you need to hear it.
No, because
For everything, you have a but.
no,
For
I don't
everything.
no, I don't have a but to everything. I said something and then you said something. And I couldn't even finish my thing. What I'm talking about is straight up how people think. And I don't know what they think that in the gym. I don't know what was going on with Lou DeVal and some of these other trainers. I can only see what the performance is going on in the ring. I don't know if he's following the instructions. I don't know if the trainer is telling him what to do and how to prepare properly for this fight, and he's not paying attention. What I'm saying is, I don't know that, and I'm not going to sit up over here and
But you
act
saw
like
in the corner, right?
Listen. I'm not going to sit up over here and act like I was there because I know at the end of the day is everybody. Yeah, boxing is a sport. Boxing is a business. Boxing is a way of life and all this stuff. But at the end of the day, I know as a man that yeah, you want to get paid for your efforts. And some people will probably be like, well, as long as the M effort keeps paying me, I'm not going to trip. If he wants to go up over here and do this, he wants to go up over here and do this, he don't want to listen, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Now, later on, that might hurt you because the simple fact is that you have a lot of fighters that ain't won no fights underneath your belt. Yeah, but some of these trainers, they do put in the effort. They do what they're supposed to do, but they don't get the results out of the fighter because you can't make a grown-ass man do nothing.
Did you not hear Manny Robles when he said he couldn't get Andy in the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I talked about that. I talked about that earlier.
Did you not hear the instructions or lack of instructions that what's his name? Lou DeVal was giving Bobby Jack against John Pascal when the camera was on him in the corners, the things that he was saying.
I had it on mute.
Not witness Lou DeVal's lapse in judgment in his fight against Marcus Brown, knowing and assessing the circumstances that he found himself in. He was not going to win this fight, and the cut made things worse. And he just let this man go on and still incur a defeat after suffering punishment that didn't need to be taken due to the cut. You see, there have been trainers who can save their fighter's ass by saying, my guy is hurt, he can't continue. And the guy can live to fight another day. Then rather than the guy to get the fight beat out of him, like Scarface allowed Vasquez to get the fight beat out of him against Beterbiev. I'm telling you what you need to hear. You might not fucking like it, excuse my language on the channel. You might not like it. But I'm telling you because it needs to be said.
Oh,
that's it, bro. It's not for the sake of argument. I have many heads to stand upon.
Dude,
when I say these things that I say.
Dude, listen. I'm not no way, no shape like have any feelings about it. Only thing I was saying was that I'm not gonna sit up over here and just say outlandishly like there's a lot of trainers out here that's shitty and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say that because I said what I said because of the things. I know what you're saying, but it doesn't matter who you are. You're gonna get shit wrong. You're gonna get shit flat out wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the nature of the beast. And a lot of these guys, they don't like to even lose it. They don't care. They don't care if they're losing. They don't care if they got a cut. They don't care how bad they hurt. They don't want no towel. They don't want no towel being thrown in. They don't want no towel being thrown in. You know what I'm saying?
They don't want to end up in a pine box either.
Well, you know, that's the nature of the beast with playing sports. I know my neck is fecked up, but I'm still playing football. You know what I'm saying?
It's the nature of the beast to wake up thinking that they're supposed to have life.
Yeah.
But there's also a responsibility that you have to preserve life.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I'm just not too attached. I'm just not too attached with the feelings and everything about that, with the whole thing that we're talking about. I'm just putting the generalization out there is, you know, there's a lot of good coaches out there, but at the same time is you do get those bad coaches out there. I'm just not going to sit up over here and act like, well, I know what's going on in these camps. That's the only thing I was saying.
No, I think what it is I don't know what's going on in the camp, but from what I see, the instruction in the ring, and it's not one night. Like Lou Del Val has been saying this stuff from. I saw him in the corner with the DeGale fight. I mean, it's the same sort of repetitive attack him, go get it, you can do this, cheerleading sort of instructions that's been going on, fight after fight after fight.
Similar to Scarface.
He's worse. He's probably the progenitor of all this. The
But
stuff.
you get proper instruction, Tyrone, from a guy like Ronnie Shields. And you guys just mentioned it a moment ago that when he graded Charlo out for a C after an effort, that Charlo left him.
Mm-hmm.
But he gave Charlo, and I already explained why he gave Charlo that grade out. But see, again, we're living in a time now, presently, and I spoke about this before, that consolation prizes and just for participating and everything. Everybody want a pat on their back and want their asses rubbed. I'm sorry. If you're a man, ain't nobody patting your back and rubbing on your ass. If you want that, it's something fucking wrong with you, bro. It is. It is. I don't care what you think. I don't care that, well, this is a new era. Huh? Get out of here with that mess. The world doesn't just go on without strength.
Right.
If there's no strength in the world, everything collapses. Everything. Right. You see, nothing is established without strength.
Facts.
And
Stormy,
you have
that's
to
why we
have
got
conviction.
Participation belts now. We got all these participation belts.
Yeah.
Exactly. Look at them. They're creating them by the week. The Mayan belt, the franchise belt, this belt, the silver belt. It's ridiculous.
The Decepticon belt, everything.
Yeah. Pretty soon, they're going to have a loser's belt.
Loser's belt.
Yeah.
The boxer's belt.
Yeah. The loser gets a belt. You might as well.
Like Johnson guy's going to get it then.
Let me read you one of these belts. Let me tell you how they make up these belts. Let me read it. So remember that guy Ortiz beat up on before he fought Wilder the first time, Daniel Marks?
Yeah.
Well, he fought this guy, Richard Carmack, right after the fight for, and I quote, the vacant American Boxing Federation Atlantic heavyweight title.
Yeah. And I wonder why it was vacant.
Because it was just made up. Boxer only had that one fight for his first fight. It was. It used to be called the Colonial Belt. I think they just changed the name again.
Wow. But you see how silly, at the end of the day, it could sound harsh, but it sounds only harsh when it's like if it's like no resistance, if you had nothing to measure that by. Believe me, the things that I speak about, I have plenty to measure them by, but I also don't buckle under the if you want to know more, I can add more. If you want to question where does that come from? I can explain that. But this is somebody else's channel and somebody else's show, but at the same time, again, don't think for one moment that I'm reckless in my comments. It just the way I might speak it, the way I deliver it or whatever. But those out there that know, they know, okay? It'd be more people listening than commenting. But remember, there's a reason why you got two ears and one mouth. And there's also a reason why your mouth and your ass are as far away from one another as it should be. But it's up to us to decipher which part stinks when something comes out. Huh?
Well, See what else we want to go over. Anything else you guys want to go over?
I didn't mean to bring everything to a silence, man.
I would no, I didn't bring it to the silence. I was just sitting up over here just listening. You know what I'm saying? I was just sitting up over here just listening. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, I just keeping it a buck. Just sit back and listen. So, you know, letting everybody else cook for a minute.
Who's that in the middle anyway? There. Who's that in the middle?
What was that?
It was some dude showing his toes earlier.
Oh yeah, he was showing his toes and just I don't know what it were. You know,
Who's this other guy here? Who's this?
Talking about me, Marcus.
no, this is Marcus.
Oh, how's it going, Marcus? How's it going, Marcus?
It's going well. How about yourself?
What's up with that insurance salesman smile you got on that avatar picture, man?
I have no idea.
That's random.
You know, like you say, this is your State Farm representative, Marcus. It's like that picture.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but there was a guy on here, man, just trolling the hell out of me.
Yeah, it seems everywhere there's trolls nowadays. It seems
I
like
could have negative.
out of every corner.
I could have negative subs. He'll still come on here and troll.
Yeah.
I even crack 30 and I already have a troll like this. This is sad.
It was relentless too.
Yeah.
Nah,
He was like Walking Dead.
They know how to find you. That's all it is. Is just, you know, it is what it is, and he's, you know.
Funny, guys like him could even have a conversation with someone in person. You wouldn't even have to look someone in the eye. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what we asked of him. Just come on and chop it up, you know.
He just
And
he
he probably couldn't explain to you what the hell is Everlast. So, you know, so you just gotta, you know, take it for what it is, man, and don't dwell too much time on it, you know.
Yeah.
Take it
So
for
what
what
do
it
you
is.
think about sorry to cut you off, Mike. I'm just looking through the schedule here. Who do you think's gonna be on the Wilder Fury undercard? That's what I'm curious about. I want to know more.
I don't know, but I would tell you this
Lightweights.
one thing. Huh?
Like, probably going to be full of lightweights.
Hopefully not.
I don't know, but I could tell you this one thing is that I think the last card, the first card with Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, I think that was done purposely.
Yeah,
The second time around, I think, well, not the first card. So I think the first card was like, it was like, you know, but the King Kong Ortiz undercard was not so great. It was below that, and I think that they were holding off for this fight. And I think with this fight, they could put some names on there. I wish that they kind of waited for a lot of things. See this, because this fight right here should have been, you know, if you're trying to make Tank Davis out to this pay-per-view star, this would have been a fight for him to be under. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then for him after that to go to his hometown and sell out and stuff like that. That's what I would. That's the way it should have happened, because you're not rushing the fighter, but you're rushing the payday. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and there has to be there always has to be some type of tit for tat when it comes to the way of doing business. You know what I'm saying? It can't just be always you winning and the fans losing. You know what I'm saying? You got to give us something sometimes, because some of these fans out here, their eyes are not open up enough to know the fact that they don't know when they're getting buttered up. They don't know when they're getting ran amok, and they don't know when they're getting a good deal, because boxing has been this way for so long, is that they don't know when to complain. You know what I'm saying? They don't know when to complain. So, you know, you can complain about Tank Davis. Some people will complain about Tank Davis' last performance. Yeah, that's okay and Danny and all. But then some people complain about Tank Davis' last opponent. You know what I'm saying? Not the performers, but who his opponent was. But there's always something out there to talk about. Well, not complain, but talk about. And if this is a horrible undercard, that's gonna suck. That's gonna fucking suck because you're not gonna get an Earl on there. You're not gonna get you might not even get Kunaki. It'd be nice to see a Kunaki and Ortiz.
No, apparently he's not going to be on the card. They're going to give him his own date.
If
That's stupid.
if Kaunaki fought,
Exactly, Mike. Why do you need his own day? That's stupid.
It's
March
stupid.
7th. March 7th, apparently.
He ain't called nobody.
cooks in the kitchen.
Go ahead.
if Kaunaki fought Ortiz, who do you guys think is taking that one? I'm saying Ortiz.
Ortiz.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Ortiz.
I don't rate Adam Kaunaki. I think he's slow, fat.
Go ahead, Stormy. It's not distorted.
Yeah, I'm here, fellas. I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just moving around in my room here. Remember, I was saying I was gonna get me something to eat. I just found something to put on here.
Yeah, I'm gonna cook some salmon later. And
What,
rice.
Stormy, what you eating?
Maxwell style Polish, man.
What?
Maxwell style Polish. That's like, grilled Polish with some onions and mustard and.
You're making something.
Yeah, I decided not to go back out.
Oh, you making something. I was like, man, I ain't never heard of nothing like that, man. Like, is that a dish? Like, what is that? Microwave dinner? But you making something. Okay.
Well, what's funny is we got a street here in Chicago. It's called Maxwell Street, and it's famous for where these old Greek guys used to sell Polish sausages out of like a hot dog stand. And that's why they call it Maxwell style Polish, because it's like reminiscent of like the late 50s when these guys, were selling food. Yeah.
Hey, man, shit. There's a lot of money in that, but what I saw in New York, how much they pay for those food carts and the licenses for those food carts, God damn. You talking about 20
but
G's
it could
a
be
year?
a livelihood.
It is. No, it is. No, 20 G's a year for a license, and they don't give out a lot in New York. But yeah.
Yeah, and then you just imagine how many people get by there, tourists and the people that live around there. Wow.
Listen, I know a guy. He went to Hawaii, and they didn't have anything like that there. So he decided to open up a hot dog stand, like a cart, there in Hawaii.
Yeah.
This was back in 1996.
96.
Within 5 years, dude owned a couple of buildings, and he's a millionaire.
Wow.
Because they didn't have that when he had went to Hawaii for vacation. He was like a drifter type dude. And he went to Hawaii and he was like, man, I couldn't find a burger or a hot dog stand nowhere in Hawaii. So he thought of that, went there, took some money out of the bank and got a cart going. Within 2 years, he had his first building.
Man, hot dogs is cheap as fuck if you buy them in bulk.
Oh, yeah.
You could go to
You'd be
Sam's right
surprised
now.
how many motherfuckers talk about, oh, that's bad. You shouldn't eat that. You check out how many who eat them.
Yeah, you charging like what? $250, $350 for one hot dog between some buns and some condiments on it, and you only spent like what? $20 for 100 hot dogs?
$350 each 7 for.
No, for you go to Sam's, you get a box of beef hot dogs. For like
Okay,
$20.
yeah.
There's like 100 in there for like
Yeah,
$20.
That's what's up.
Yeah, like it's cheap. And like, especially if you go to some other these spots, and man, you get better hot dogs for the same price. So it's just that how hard you want to hustle.
Right.
Man, have you ever had one of those cheap hot dogs that's not beef? Man, that shit will make you sick, bro.
I don't fuck with it. I learned my lesson.
Yeah,
No, I mean I did a long time ago, you know.
Yeah,
But man,
I learned my lesson. Eating at
And,
taco stands.
in LA they have street vendor hot dogs that they're like grill up or whatever. They said they'll fuck up your stomach.
Yeah, some of them will, man. Like
Bro,
you can't just walk up. Some people think that you could just come up in there. It's like one thing is like this. If you own a restaurant, you should not give like the people who in there anything that you wouldn't eat. If you ain't gonna eat it, you damn for sure shouldn't feed it to nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
And some of these cats, they sit up over here, they have no shame in their game, serving old ass food, and have me like the other day sitting up over here on a live stream, moving from side to side because some Mexican restaurant tore my shit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's honestly some of the Mexican food too, especially the Mexican food, will do it to you.
Nah, it's all about food preparation. Like some people, they try to hide this shit for next day and try to give it out there. Didn't refrigerate it right. Don't got the date on the thing, the day they made it, the expiration date, the last day they supposed to sell it. They don't put none of that stuff on there, and they sit up over there and try to feed that to your ass real quick. You know what I'm saying? And not thinking that somebody will get sick off of this or get the runs.
Dude, you could die from that. You could die from food poisoning, bro.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing, man, it could take you up out of here quick. Because it produces like flu-like symptoms in your bloodstream. You know, it's like you be so jacked up and your body can't, like if it's severe, your body can't get rid of it fast enough. That's how you go downhill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's different when you're throwing it up and, you know, you pooping it out and stuff like that. Don't mean to be gross, but when you can't get rid of it enough and it has taken a hold of your body, especially for someone with like a low immune system or something, man, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's what happened to actor Raul Julia. He died back in '94, I believe. That was from food poisoning.
Yeah.
You got botulism and that other thing. Yeah, you don't want none of that.
What's up, Battle? What's going on, man? Is Battle there? Battle Rifle?
How you doing? What's up?
What's going on, man?
I can hear an echo.
Yeah, I hear a little bit of echo. So yeah, we're just talking this boxing stuff. Anything else you want? Anything you want to touch on, Battle?
No, I was just like piggy banking off y'all, you know, for the most part.
Yeah, we're talking about the Fury Wilder undercard, and Kalnacki apparently has his own date. There's some other stuff going on.
Well, who's he scheduled to fight? What was that?
It's not determined.
Oh, okay.
Caleb Plant, his IBF title.
Yeah, but because I haven't really been hearing too much about it. I just know that the fight was signed, and you know I'm definitely going to watch it.
You said Caleb Plant?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's fighting next month, isn't he?
Who?
There's an echo.
You said Caleb Plant fight next month?
Yeah, I believe he's fighting next month. Yeah.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing about that.
Yeah, apparently he's fighting some Feigen Boots or whatever. This guy from Germany. I think it's his mandatory. Or he already is it? I think it is his mandatory. I'm not sure.
Oh, you find a German?
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
Wow, I didn't even know that, man. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
They don't be doing much out here for as far as like letting people know what fight is blazing, man. It's especially like if you don't have cable, man, you will lose it. You like cable like TV. Like you lose out on like a lot of stuff that's like you supposed to know about because the simple fact is like you're not on the grid. You know what I'm saying? You off the grid, like you got to go and find somebody else or hope somebody in the LDBC say it or go on Three Kings Boxing Scene, World Boxing News or somewhere and look at the schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like that's just the way it is, man. You gotta. It's like even when you go on Boxing Scene, don't even show all the fights. They just show all the name brand shit. They don't show like they don't show all of them. You know what I'm saying? So and they for sure ain't got the undercard on there.
Well, they have one person on that undercard. It's Bryant Perella versus Abel Ramos.
You said who?
Exactly.
Shit, I didn't even hear you. That shit didn't even sound familiar.
Yeah. Bryant Perella versus Abel Ramos.
Is this Vincent Cat even good?
I don't know. I think he lost to Arthur Abraham, but I'm not sure.
Nah, I think it's another one that looks like him. He lost to Giovanni de Carlos.
Who's that?
Some Italian guy.
Well, you know, this is probably going to be another Carlos Ocampo. But yeah, what else we've got on the schedule?
Yeah, then you got J-Rock fighting too.
Yeah, J-Rock is fighting Jay Sean Rosario. I was talking about Rosario. He's one of those PBC champs. Got knocked out by Gallimore, and he's been fighting those main event kind of co-main on the PBC free cards. Not exactly sure how he got the shot, considering he had a split decision with Jorge Cota. But if J-Rock took this fight like in August or in July, still wouldn't look good, but whatever, you know, it's a stay busy fight. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of this fight.
Yeah. I mean, but I told folks, man, it's like it just sucks, man. That just sucks. I mean, I know we got all these expectations for boxers and shit like that, but hey,
yeah, no reason for him not to fight Lara. No reason for him not to fight Lara.
Say again?
No reason for him not to fight Lara. J-Rock Lara.
I could dig that. J-Rock Lara.
Yeah. Because Lara just drew with who? Castano, didn't he? And he beat up
Castano.
Then on Canelo's brother.
Yeah, Canelo's little brother.
I think older, actually. Let me see.
Oh, my bad, older.
Yeah. And then Munguia is moving up. He's gonna
fight
Spike O'Sullivan. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that O'Sullivan shit. I'm just like, whatever, man. You know, what do you expect from that?
Not much.
You know,
knockout.
Yeah, I saw that shit. And I was just like, yo, bruh.
Soto Popinski is going to get the upset.
Oh, shit. He said we're going to bring it back to Nintendo.
He has the Soto Popinski, like the mustache.
What was that battle?
Spike O'Sullivan has the Soto Popinski mustache.
Yeah.
He's got the Pringles mustache.
Bathroom.
It's the main event, by the way. Jeez.
Should be on. God.
Should be non-televised.
Is that going to be in Mexico?
No, it's going to be in San Antonio.
San Antonio.
Yeah, then week after is Jesse Hart versus Joe Smith.
That's a
I think
stinker.
that
That.
could be an upset. I'll leave it at that. 'Cause
I
Jesse
hate Jesse.
Hart has a problem with getting too wild.
Who, Jesse Hart?
Yeah,
Yeah, he does.
and getting dropped and stuff.
He got wild and still got dropped by one man.
Yeah, he got hurt by Barrera.
Yeah.
And then the even worse fight is, what do they have? A later Alvarez versus that guy who was like in the 60s, Michael Seals. Jesus. That's such a bad fight. This is what I don't understand. You signed to fight Jesse Hart and a later Alvarez are signed to fight in June in the Fury whatever guy undercard. A later Alvarez gets hurt. Now they fight within a week of each other in separate main events, fighting nobodies. Why don't they just fight each other? If they want a tune-up fight, go to Mexico and do it under the radar.
Because Bob Aaron's matchmaking makes no sense.
But I mean, the only reason this thing would draw any views is because it's on ESPN for free. Somebody's just flicking through the channels and sees boxing. But this fight, both of those fights are garbage.
Do you think people would watch two virtual unknowns?
Yeah. I wouldn't.
Because they are virtual unknowns.
This is such a trash fight. Michael Seals Alvarez is really, really bad, actually. Is really bad, I think.
Yo, Hugo is fighting February 1st, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fighting in another bad fight. Ooh, Mike Dallas.
Fighting a dude named after Dallas, Texas.
No, this is the same guy who got knocked out by Matisse years ago. And I think he lost to Jesse Vargas as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's another bad fight.
This is all on the undercard?
No,
That's the main event.
main event. Ugas versus Mike Dallas Jr.
Oh, wow.
Man. See Mike Dallas for the last time. Got knocked out. Yeah. Yeah, he got knocked out by Matisse in 2013 and got knocked out by Josecito Lopez. Jeez. And fought nobody since then. He's 117 on BoxRec versus Ugas, who's 6. That is a shame. Who else we've got on here? Oh, Jose Ramirez versus Victor Postal.
Well, I've been Hong Kong, right? Or is it going to Macau? I can't remember now.
Yeah, China.
Hong Kong.
Hainan or something like that.
I was in China. All right. It's actually in mainland China.
Mainland China. Where is that place? I mean,
Where? You said mainline China.
Hainan.
Mainland.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
It's like in a golf course.
Is it nowhere near Beijing?
Let me see this here.
Or not Taiwan. What's the other place?
This is nah, it's like on one of their, it's not like Macau, but it's like a version of Macau named Hainan.
Oh, okay. Where's that near?
Well, it's across Vietnam, right next to Vietnam.
Yeah, is that far?
Yeah, it's like South China.
Mm.
These guys even put it anywhere near China. They put that near Vietnam.
Yeah, this is nowhere near Beijing or Shanghai.
Mm.
And it's a couple miles, not a couple, probably 400 miles from Macau.
That's crazy. I mean, I'm just not interested in a lot of this shit. Now, there's always a thing like, yeah, spread the wealth and stuff like that. But China, fuck them. Like you get you a democracy, then we can start talking about some boxing or something like that. But it just don't come out. It just doesn't like.
Not
Who's gonna
good.
watch it? Who's gonna watch
Yeah,
it
and
over here?
especially the location they put it at as well. Who's gonna go watch it? Old Western men.
Yeah, who gonna watch it over here?
I mean, it's a decent fight. I think it's not bad actually.
They expecting old Western men, you know what I mean when I mean Western, that are playing golf to watch it.
And they had Viturbia versus that China guy.
The Chinaman,
Fang or whatever. That motherfucker. He gonna
Man
lose it.
Longo, Min Long, whatever.
Ah, you fucked that nigga name up.
Is what his name. Men
So
Long.
the Chinese viewers, if your name was there.
Yeah. Wait, let me see it. Viturbia versus Men Long.
Oh yeah, Fan Long, that's it. Fan
It's
Long.
not Men Long thing.
He said his name Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Meng Fan Long.
I thought you said boing boing boing.
Nah, nah.
Men Long thing. Wait.
I need to stop, man, because I'm trying my damnness not to talk about people anymore on YouTube, man. I'm trying my damnness.
Mike is so American, so offensive.
Nah, I've been trying not to do it because, like,
Fan Long Man.
it's not a good thing. That's the reason why I was saying certain things I was saying throughout this whole fucking last couple months. I mean, since that one last live stream I made, I've been trying not to talk about people. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying not to talk about people and like, attacking their character and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I've been trying my damnness not to do it. So, but that name shit, yeah, I couldn't help it.
Anything else you guys want to talk about before I shut this down?
There was something I want to hit on, but I kind of forgot. You got Dillian White and Anthony
Dillian
Joshua.
White.
And Anthony Joshua,
Uh-huh.
steadily over here running their mouth about Deontay Wilder. Kind of don't like it. The reason why I don't like it is because one of the aspects that we all have been saying was that it's not like we don't.
Wait, not to cut you off, but Fury Wilder is going to be for the vacant ring title.
Oh, I wouldn't care.
One and number 2.
Yeah, I think if I was Deontay Wilder and I won that ring belt, I would literally walk around with it and give people the idea that I like it, and then I will make sure the camera's right there, and I throw that shit right in the trash.
I mean, hey, listen, before what was it? Before yeah, I don't blame him if he does that either, but before he got stripped of it, Fury was like, he's the Ring Magazine. He's the Ring Magazine, got stripped of it. Oh, he's the Lemieux.
Ring Magazine champ.
Yeah.
Well, it's because a lot of people got it fucked up. A lot of people think that the Ring and the Lenio is like the same thing.
Yeah, it's different.
It's not. Some people were literally getting it fucked up. And the Ring Magazine is yeah, you can say it's prestigious because they've been around for a long time, and a lot of people have got their names under it and stuff like that. But the thing about it is that nobody has been taking the Ring Magazine belt seriously, and the reason why they haven't been taking it seriously is because people behind the Ring Magazine belt aren't serious people. They ain't been serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you wanted to make it, if you want to make your own sanctioned body, because that's essentially what you're doing when you're making this belt.
Right.
But your sanctioning body with this belt is all dictated by no rules and regulations, just by what you think should be the outcome of something. See what I'm saying?
Right.
Which really, it shouldn't be that. Like the Ring magazine has had years to make their own sanctioned body, make it competitive, make it fucking competitive, and allow these fighters that would never thought that their name would be heard of. Instead of having a lot of these guys up over here scapegoating and tailcoating. Sorry. Instead of having a lot of these guys out here not doing what they're supposed to do as men, as warriors, and as boxers. See what I'm saying? They could have nipped a lot of this shit in the butt. But it's not gonna happen until fans stick together, because this is what I always said. If majority of the fans of boxing were actually fans of boxing instead of promoters and things that don't have nothing to do with who could be who in the ring, don't have nothing to do with best fighting the best or the fights that you want to see, you would have more fights. You would have seen more fights that you wanted to see, and you would have already had your fill. But you ain't gonna get your fill as if you're too worried about what the PBC is doing. You're too worried about what the LDBC is doing. You're too worried about things that ain't got anything to do with what happened in the ring. You don't want Anthony Joshua to take 50-50 because you don't want Anthony Joshua to give the upper hand to Wilder, or to make it seem that Wilder is on the same page, is on the same pedestal as Anthony Joshua. That is fucking disgusting. That is disgusting. You put your feelings on what another fighter should take and what another fighter should give over whether or not you wanted to see the fight. You're saying, people were out here saying 3 belts equals 75%. Wilder should get 25%. People were coming out here saying all kind of stuff. A percentage of what somebody get, it ain't based off how much belts they have. It's based off of, really, to tell you the truth, how bad the fans want to see that fight, and how much are the fans willing to pay.
Right.
That is the equivalent of how a fight should be panned out when it comes between two fighters. All this A side and B side, C, D, E, F, all the way to Z shit shouldn't even be something to be talked about.
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass man. I should not be coming online treating boxing as if it's a reality TV show or some type of video game, and I'm playing Anthony Joshua. And I'm playing Deontay Wilder when it comes to negotiations.
You bring up a good point about the reality TV shows. I believe all these guys that are doing that shit, they watch this Love and Hip Hop stuff. These guys are the same guys when they're comparing their favorite rapper or favorite celebrity that they dick ride. They'll go on Forbes, that Forbes site. Oh, look, he's worth this, he's worth that, he's worth this. You see, that's the type of folk I believe that are riding with the AJ.
Yeah, those are
just in general, the guys in boxing. I don't want fights, but you just talk about the guy's pockets, the money. And I'm like, that's irrelevant. Is he going to fight? Are we going to see a fight? You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, as a man, it's disgusting.
What? I want that money.
Yeah.
I want that money.
Yeah.
And I would tell you, if I was Anthony Joshua, if I was a warrior, if I was the man that I'm coming out here saying, telling you that I am, I would have gave 50-50. I would have gave a fair split to get that WBC belt, have a rematch, go out here, fight Tyson Fury, and be on my way to become the first billionaire boxer. You know who the guy who was supposed to be let me tell you guys something. You know who was supposed to be the first billionaire boxer?
No.
Mike Tyson.
Oh, he fucked it up, didn't he?
Mike Tyson was supposed to be the first billionaire boxer because of the things with boxing and then the things outside of boxing,
right,
that he could have contributed to and actually make money off of. He was supposed to be the first billionaire boxer, not no Floyd's.
True. Hey, Mike, if you see the fighting games back in the 90s, even 2000s, even early late 80s, notice a lot of Mike Tyson ripoffs.
Well, that was because of Don King.
Right.
Don King fucked it all up.
That is true because Mike Tyson is making, I think he said he made over like $500 million in his career.
And he couldn't wait. And he could have made more than that in his career. He could have made more than that in his career. If only he could have stayed off that cocaine. See, because my uncle was locked up with Mike Tyson. And I asked him, it's like, anybody try to step to Mike Tyson? He's like, yeah, people tried to, but, you know, it's like one time there was like 4 or 5 dudes walked up on Mike talking greasy, and Mike looked at him and just walked off. He was like, nobody was fighting Mike. He told him, he's like, nobody was trying to fight Mike Tyson. He's like, my uncle said he was playing around with Mike Tyson, play fighting, and he said Mike Tyson's hands moved so quick. He was like, hey, man, don't hit me. Don't hit me. He's like, don't hit me. Hold up. He's like, you're moving too quick. And Mike Tyson just laughed at him. But he also said that Mike Tyson, actually, they built a cell for him in there. They built his own cell. And he said Mike Tyson had his own food brought to him. I asked him, I was like, what Mike Tyson was doing in there? He was like, Mike Tyson was doing nothing but working out and playing cards. Working out and playing cards. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He said he was a cool dude too. And he also said that Mike, because my uncle got out, my auntie, well, my stepmom and my dad actually met Mike Tyson after that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
How long after?
I didn't like ask too many questions. So my uncle, he don't really like talk about him going into jail because he went to jail for some stuff he's not too proud of, but not nothing but like you know, some grown man shit, you know.
Right.
So, you know, I was asking him about it, but he don't like really. You could tell, like, you know, he'd talk about it, but he's like, nah. He's like, it's not shit I want to really talk about, you know, jail and shit. But it was actually, it was a rich people gym. I mean, a prison that he was actually able to go to because the state of Indiana. It was funded by the state of Indiana, so they had to let X amount of ethnicities in there. They had to by default because they was getting money from the state. And he said like it wasn't like no regular prison. He's like he had a TV in his room. You know, he didn't go to the mess hall to eat. The food was brought to him. He had custom made food. So you know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a Norwegian prison.
It was a rich people prison.
Yeah.
Like
feds.
I didn't ask him what the name was, but he said it, but I can't remember. But it was a rich people prison at the time. It was built for rich people, and they built Mike Tyson his own cell. My uncle literally said he remembered the construction of it. Yeah.
So this is like the early mid-90s.
Yeah, imagine they putting Mike Tyson in a regular prison, and then Mike
Tyson
Tyson
white colors.
killing somebody by accident or somebody stabbing Mike Tyson. Imagine what would happen to that prison.
Oh yeah, I could see some.
It's because over here, so Tyrone and Battle know this. Like certain rich people don't go to jail because the judge would deem that they won't fare well in prison.
Yeah.
So they would go to the local jail just for the weekend. There was a dude that raped a kid, like somebody under 16, raped, and the judge ruled that he won't fare well in prison. He only goes to jail on the weekend.
Oh, Mike, what about that guy in Texas that ran over them folks? And he said he was too affluent or something for that.
No, affluenza?
Yeah.
Oh, that one took the cake because his parents drove him down to Mexico to hide him.
Yeah, they did.
Because he violated, right? And then they end up getting him and extraditing him, and they still didn't give him the full time.
Yeah. I hope he has his day.
No, but that boy right there, I'm not a fan of sending kids to prison for the rest of their lives. But I'm gonna tell you this one thing. You know how many mass shooters get out of jail?
No idea.
You know, if you actually looked it online, a lot of them actually get out of jail. All of them, from what I have looked at, they all only do about 10 years, less than that.
Shit, so them guys did that stuff like in the 90s or
They go
2000s.
they already out.
Right?
They go up and shoot a high school, an elementary school, and they a minor, they getting out. Now, you got a dude, I forget his name. He was 13 years old. He going around knocking door to door, cutting people grass, right? Asking to cut people grass for a little bit change. Which, if a kid wanted to cut my grass for a couple dollars, I pay him to cut my grass. I show him how to edge the shit up. You know what I'm saying? Pay him a couple extra just to edge it up too. But these kids, the lady ended up getting smart and shit like that. So they robbed her, accidentally killed her. The dude is still in jail. And he's 40-something years old. And he went to jail when he was 13.
Yeah,
This is
that's
nice.
crazy, man. It's,
Nice.
It was on the news and everything.
In the night, or it was, I think the dude, he's my age, and they charged him for murder at 9 or 10 years old. They said he killed his stepsister or something like that because they couldn't figure out anybody else except for him.
Oh, that happens all the time.
9 years old, he's out, or he spent a lot of time in juvie, but he's out. They cleared him.
Yeah, a lot of them school mass shooters, man. They get out of jail.
This was just a random kid in like Pennsylvania.
It says, okay, in 2016, article says the only two living U.S. mass shooter the only two living U.S. mass school shooters who are not incarcerated.
Who's that? What's the name?
The Virginia Tech, Adam.
That Korean guy.
It said,
Is he out?
yeah, I think so. It says Adam. Hold on. Let me read it. It says Adam Lanzi killed himself. So did Sam Cho at University Tech, and so did Erickson. And it said, and Darren Lynn in Columbia, and Christopher Harper Mercer in Rosenberg, and Elliot in Virginia, whatever. But then it goes on to say the ones that got out in this article. Like these, like they don't like the Jonesboro school shooter, Mitchell Johnson, walks past members of the media during a lunch break from his trial at the whatever. He's out of jail.
Wow.
I'm not familiar with this John Barrows one. What year was that when he did the shooting?
Oh, they did less than 10. It said less than 10 years later, both men are free. So they did less than 10. I just put it in here so y'all can read it.
Even Virginia Tech guy.
Nah, they killed themselves.
They killed him.
Oh, he killed himself. My bad. Yeah. The Korean guy killed himself.
Sung Hoi Choi.
Yeah. His family got shunned from the community.
Wow.
Yeah, these cats, man, they put them back out there, man. It's just the way it is, man. But you know, out here, it's rough. It's nice to see somebody of my color when they get a fair shake, but 9 times out of 10, it seems like we don't get a fair shake at all when it comes to getting locked up, bruh. Ask Tyrone. It's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah.
I got a cousin doing like over 30 for she stabbed the lady. But he got in there when he was like 15. He's like 25 now.
Damn.
Wow. Did he kill her?
Nah. He tried to mug her, but they gave him like 30.
Ask Marcus. Marcus, what happened to that dude? What happened to him? He choked out the administrator or whatever was about to, and all of a sudden now he has 10 years for what? Is Marcus there? No, but apparently he was telling this story at our high school. There was a kid. Didn't even really do anything. I mean, well, he did. He choked her out, but still gave him 10 years. He got
choking her out.
Choke each other out in the street and nothing happens.
Nothing.
What is that? Just assault? That's just
basically.
Yeah, it'd be like assault, wouldn't it, or something like
Yeah,
that.
he was 16. I mean, she didn't die.
But they probably try to say it's attempted murder.
I've been choked out before, and the person didn't get like 10 years.
I don't know.
Crazy.
I don't know.
Boy. I mean, in some cases I can see like I hear I read some studies like when it comes to certain acts they feel are so heinous, they'll give you like really bigger like sentencing. So like if there's any cases of like women killing their children, they'll give you like they'll give you like 100 years because they feel like that's really against your role as a mother. Like I think a lady like she beat her child to death and they gave her like 90 years. So
we've got what was I about to say? Shoot.
Tyrone was like, what the hell? I just saw your message.
Yeah.
Nah, you could permanently block somebody from your StreamYard.
Yeah, but it's saying that all of you guys would have to like log in and authenticate through like YouTube or something or Facebook, and I don't want to make it hard for you guys. I mean, he's finally out of here.
But Twinkle Toes out of here.
What was he doing?
Behind the scenes, like he was like showing like video of his toes, and whenever he got on here, he would he. So I just kept kicking him backstage, and he would change his name like this Days King. That's him. He changes.
Did you put your StreamYard thing on the chat?
Yeah, I did.
Right, that's probably why.
I thought people would behave themselves, but I don't know.
It might be that guy. You might have been followed by that guy. No, actually, no. I'm talking nonsense. I have no idea.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about before I get off of here?
Hey, man, what about that video we saw? Avoid the man that name start with D.
Oh, Shaman King.
I didn't get to watch it yet.
Oh,
Shaman
my
King.
God. You fast forward. So listen to the intro, and then fast forward past the singing, and then the dude was like, Anthony Joshua is going to lose. He said in order for Anthony Joshua to win in 2020, he needs to avoid the man name that starts with D.
The man that name is starts with D.
Damien?
D's nuts.
No. Deontay Wilder.
No, it was like this. You gotta forward it to old boy, man, Tyrone.
I just put it in the chat here.
Oh
Yo, the
my
guy said
god, man.
Prophecy 2020, Anthony Joshua defeat.
Defeat.
He put defeat and then after Anthony Joshua and then in his own capitals.
Anthony Joshua will taste defeat by the hands of the name of man that starts with D.
Yeah.
Man, yo.
Shaman King.
He don't get that many views. I just thought it was like really funny.
Right.
Oh, Daz King said, how do we get on?
Nah, that's the troll.
That's the troll?
Yeah.
Okay.
Block him.
I just thought it was like, you know, I already knew what the deal was. You know, like soon as that shit pop off like that, like, you know, we did it. You know, the LDBC paid these cats to make this video and stuff like that. We didn't pay them to make this video. Like, we didn't pay people to do. I mean, we didn't pay people to make that video. As far as the LDBC, the thing about it is that people are still not confident. Like, it isn't. You don't have to be a boxer. You don't have to be. You don't have to be a boxer. You don't have to be a football player. You don't have to be a soccer player. You don't have to be a cricket player to know when somebody is fucking ready. See what I'm saying? Yeah. You can see it in their eyes. You can see it in their demeanor. You don't have to know it when somebody is ready. You can watch the same person 20 times, and that one time you can be like, wait a minute. Yo, he don't look so confident this fight. Something look off. The first Andrew Ruiz fight, the second Andrew Ruiz fight. The guy doesn't have that mojo no more. He doesn't have that mojo no more. He doesn't have that so-called killer instinct. Well, maybe he never had it.
Killer instinct. Just remember that game, but
maybe he never had it. You got to think about it though. It's like when I play football, I'm gonna tell you this one thing. I don't be jumping. I don't be doing all that rah shit or the I don't do that shit. I don't do none of that. And people be like, what's wrong with you? I'll be like, man, if y'all don't shut that shit up, come on, man, let's get on this goddamn field. I don't give a fuck about all that. Only thing I care about is putting motherfuckers' dick in the dirt. Oof. That's the only thing I care about. Only thing I care about is making the tackles I'm supposed to make, being in the spot I'm supposed to be in, and getting as many interceptions as fumbles as possible. Yep. And half the time, I'm thinking about knocking motherfuckers' helmets off. And motherfuckers is looking at me like, how come you the comments wanted to? Because I don't give a fuck about that shit. It does nothing absolutely for me. But when you see somebody walking in there looking like, oh shit, man, I'm about to get my ass whooped. I'm not sure about this one. Oh shit, damn. Andrew Ruiz do look kind of chubby, but that motherfucker, he does look determined to whoop my ass. I ain't never been in the ring with somebody looking like they determined to whoop my ass. Then you get in there, you get in the ring, and the second time you get in the ring, you don't even look right. Look like you was shaking. You couldn't, nobody in their right mind can say that. This is the trick question is. This is the trick question for all y'all. You know what the number one thing in your life that would save you?
No. What is it?
Fear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right? Think about it.
Yeah.
You either, some people can say, no, I'm not scared of fire. because I know what it'll do with me. No. You know, no matter what the outcome is of the situation, you know your ass gonna get burnt. You know
I'm gonna
that's
hurt.
a deterrent. You see what I'm saying? It's fear. The reason why you just don't blow through red lights. The reason why you don't start fights with motherfuckers looking like they got a gun and you ain't got one. And I didn't do no smart decision. The dude
Or
knew,
rock climbing.
the dude, yeah. That's the reason why I don't do it. Because the fear that my ass will slip and fall all the way down like Humpty Dumpty and will never be able to be put back together again. My yoke.
Yeah, that's it. That's your life. That's
Exactly. It's fear.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing that saves motherfuckers' lives.
it. Yeah.
And so you mean to tell me this dude did not fear the inside exchange with Andrew Ruiz? Because if he didn't, then that would mean he would have fought him in the inside and knocked him out, right?
Right.
There's nothing wrong with being afraid. There's something wrong with you not being confident. See what I'm saying? There's something wrong with you being not being confident. That's what the thing is. You ain't even confident in yourself. You didn't look like it. So, you know, number one thing would save your life is fear. All the motherfuckers that say they ain't scared of nothing, they're the motherfuckers that die the quickest, right?
Yep.
All the motherfuckers you heard of, I ain't got nothing to lose, I ain't scared of dying, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Look at them. There's nothing wrong with it. The problem is wrong with it is that be confident. Use that to tell yourself that that's not a fucking good choice to make. It's not a good choice to blow through a fucking red light. It's not a good choice for me to do 120, even though I know my car is stable and could do it. Because when my ass get pulled over, not only am I going to jail, but my car is being impounded. And ain't shit I can do about it.
And then you get your points. Is it points taken off?
Yeah, each state got a. I don't know if each state still got point systems, but I know Virginia and California got point systems.
Right.
You got a point system over there, Tyrone's?
Yeah, and Pennsylvania and Maryland both have point systems.
Oh, them Commonwealths though, right?
I don't know about Pennsylvania, but I don't think Maryland isn't. I don't think Maryland is. Let me check.
Yeah, because if it was, they got a point system. Was it like 7 or 9 points or something like that?
Something like that. I barely drive myself. I hate driving.
Oh, I like driving. The only thing I hate about having a car, especially if I was in college, motherfuckers begging for rides.
Hey, did you use a motorbike, Mike?
Nah.
No.
I just got to be programming on the public transit at school, man. The bus.
Hey, but what y'all buses run like every 15?
In Pittsburgh, yeah, the buses I take. I mean, there's going to be a bus probably every 5 minutes to somewhere, at max 5 minutes. But to where I get to, yeah, every 10, 15, yeah.
Yeah, because San Diego, they don't do every 5, they do every 15.
But ours is dumb because we'll have the 61A through D, like they all end up the same place downtown, but they go different places. Well, inbound is downtown, outbound is wherever they go, right? So if you're trying to go inbound, like they all come at the same time. All 4 of them will pile up next to each other, and then the next 4 will come another 15 minutes later. I don't get that.
1 hour later.
Yeah, 15, yeah, or something like that if, something goes bad, but they all go the same way. They all end up the same place downtown. Yet they all come at the same time. I don't get it. Weird. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm about to cook this salmon, man. So, let me hook y'all up on game though. So, Sam's Club got the best price for the salmon, the wild caught joints. You get the whole fillet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you cut it up yourself in your own portion sizes instead of buying them singly in them small ass packs. Because if you get them small ass vacuum sealed packs,
Yeah.
you gotta have like two sides. Them two pieces of a salmon ain't really gonna hit no grown men, right? Because they too small. So you go on and buy the full slab for like $35, and you cut the top from the bottom, and you cut them into your own pieces, and you get a whole bunch of pieces for less than what you're gonna get them at Walmart or something like that for wild caught salmon. So that's what I've been doing. I just been buying that because if you buy that fuck shit, that farm raised shit, the color ain't right. They got to add color to it.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. Chicken, I just go to the normal store. But if I'm really desperate about filling my deep freezer up, I go to like Berry and Sons in Detroit, which is like a butcher's, not a butcher shop. You could call it like slaughterhouse. I go there. You could buy the meat from them personally as somebody off the street, and I buy a chicken. I buy like, man, chicken that's killed that day, like, man, a whole bunch for like nothing.
Man.
Chicken breast, and it's halal. So I buy it for like things like $1 something a pound or something like that for some chicken.
$1 per pound, geez.
Yeah, but it's halal. You know what I'm saying? So that's the upper thing. So that's what I've been doing just to give y'all, if y'all trying to eat right and stuff like that. Like I wouldn't go to I would go to the farmers markets and the spots that like I said, you got a Sam's Club card, you ain't got one, find one of your homies that got one, just walk in there, get you like a couple of them hoes, cut them up, put them in Ziploc bags, put them in the freezer, you're ready to eat. Salmon, fish, period, easy to thaw out, quick. You put it in cold water and it thaws out within 30, 45 minutes. You ready to cook on the grill, you ready to cook on the oven. So that's the reason why I'm saying is like I don't understand how Andy Ruiz was saying that he didn't have the strength with the diet. I wasn't getting it.
Brain did he?
Because you can get the protein, you can get all those nutrients.
He don't look like a guy who gives a shit about diet.
Nah. But you can get the protein, you can get the energy.
He probably wasn't on the diet.
Huh?
He probably wasn't on the diet.
Nah, I don't think he was. I think it was tasteless. I don't think they know how to. I don't think his dietitian knew how to cook for taste and for losing pounds because he didn't need it to be on like no strict fucking like diet. You know what I'm saying? He needed to be like on a controlled diet to where you cut down. You don't cut the calories out, but you control the calorie intake and all the unnecessary shit. So you lose weight because you're going to be working out hard, right? Because you're in the gym, right?
You can lose it that way.
Yeah, exactly. So for a couple weeks, deal with it, get your body used to it. And then at the end of it, you can kind of loosen up and eat this and then the third, but it's not to say gain 5 pounds here. Yeah, treat yourself, but there's diets out there that I've been trying to tell folks like this. That whole diet with the no carb shit, that's for fucking obese people. That's for morbid, fat, obese people.
No, I don't like low. I'm not a fan of low carbs, man. Because I tried it for like a day, and the first 6 hours, my head was spinning.
Yeah, no, you're supposed to just do the controlled carbs.
Yeah.
Like you could do the body weight, you could do all that to put it to calculate, and you could put it in there, and it tell you how many carbs you should be eating a day. You can eat this, then the third. Hell, they got apps out there that show you anywhere you eat, this is what you should eat, and this is what you shouldn't eat if you're trying to lose weight. But this motherfucker, sorry, this guy was out here. I couldn't tell you because I don't know nobody. I don't know one offensive lineman or defensive lineman that could just go out there on a football team, eat whatever they want to during season and not lose weight. You see what I'm saying, Tyrone?
This guy's probably drinking Coronas. What was that?
Do you know how much NFL defensive and offensive linemen have to eat a day to keep their weight on?
No.
They have to eat a fucking lot. And it's even in a fucking contract.
Yeah.
It's not funny. That's the reason why I don't understand. This dude, he came in there, he weighs as much almost as an offensive lineman.
I'm gonna eat right now.
But not in shape. Not in shape.
I wonder how much he weighs now today.
Oh I don't think I want to know. Tyrone, I'm for real. I don't think I want to know, man. Because I was rooting for him. I'm still rooting for him. I'm still rooting for Andrew Ruiz to get in the ring and whoop ass. I want people like Andrew Ruiz, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and Dillian White, and Daniel Dubois. And I want people like that to win.
Right.
But the problem is that your actions ain't telling me that you want to win. Your actions ain't telling me that you want to compete. Not with all the guys I mentioned, but with some of them. You're not telling me that. Yeah. So why should I subscribe to what you have to say? Hey, but before we leave, I want to talk to you guys offline about something.
Okay.
That kind of shivered me timbers.
All right. Well, I'll just end the broadcast.
All right.
All right. Peace, everybody. Now, saying peace to the chat.
Yeah.
All the guys that were tuned in.
Yeah. I'll just end it.